from the Orange Bowl, it's the Indianapolis Colts versus the Miami Dolphins. Brought to you by Bud Light. Everything else is just a light. By STP, makers of STP oil treatment. We've got what it takes to perform. And by Mazda Cars and Trucks. The more you look, the more you like Mazda value.
Marv Albert with Bob Greasy from the Orange Bowl in Miami, and this is the home opener for the Dolphins, and there is Indianapolis head coach Rod Dowhauer in his second season as head man, looking to turn it from last year's record of 5-11, going up against Don Shula, his 24th season as head coach, 17 with Miami, one-time defensive back for the Baltimore Colts. In fact, he is still the winningest coach in Colts history. The Colts won the toss, and they will receive as Juan Revés gets set to kick it off. For Indianapolis, week 2 of one of the toughest schedules in the National Football League. A powerful kick, and Albert Bentley let it roll right through. So the Colts to the offense. Gary Hogaboom coming on. Randy McMillan and George Wonsley are the running backs, and the receivers, Booza, Capers, and Beach. A massive front line anchored by the center, Ray Donaldson, starting a 75th straight game. And this crowd right in it for this opening play. Randy McMillan picks up 3. Going up against the Miami defensive rookie T.J. Turner up front, along with Bob Baumhauer and George Little. Little replacing Tim Bocamper as the starter, right defensive end. Rookie John Offerdahl calls defensive signals. First time that a rookie has done that for a Don Shula coach club. 2nd and 7. That is the tight end Boyer, 84, in motion. And here's Wonsley. And a fumble. May have been blown dead. George Wonsley tossed it up. The Dolphins on the ball, but apparently the whistle had blown, and it is the first down for Indianapolis.
The ball came out after he hit the ground. Couldn't tell very well from that angle, but all indications is that he was down before the ball came out.
George Wonsley, a 3-year man from Mississippi State, carried the ball only twice last week against the Patriots. And the Colts first down from their 30. Capers split wide, right side. Hogaboom with time. Nearly picked off. Intended for Wonsley. Baumhauer getting a piece of it. And completing the Miami defensive unit. Langford and Judson at the corners, and Blackwood and Brown are the deep men.
They had a tough week last week against San Diego. San Diego scoring 50 points, South throwing for 4 touchdowns, and of course, the man that the Dolphins really miss in that secondary is their leader and the man that makes all the calls, and that is Glenn Blackwood.
2nd and 10 from the 30. Albert Bentley now in the backfield with Randy McMillan. Play action. McMillan. McMillan to midfield. John Offerdahl on the stop. A 19-yard pass play.
It's a nice piece of misdirection by Rod Dowhauer, who calls the plays. As you'll see, little fake to the left by Bentley. The fullback McMillan has already released to the right side. The fake up the middle actually held Offerdahl. As you see him getting there a little bit late, that was his coverage.
Colts first down at the 49. Owen Gill, second-year man from Iowa now in the backfield with Albert Bentley out of the University of Miami. Bentley following Gill. Run out by a right corner, William Judson. There's Albert Bentley, who was a walk-on for the Hurricanes of Miami his first couple of years. He picked up 5. It'll be a second down and 5.
An outstanding player for the University of Miami, played USFL ball, and I'm really impressed with Bentley. They've got some good backs, the Colts do. Both Wansley and Bentley can catch the ball and run very well out of the backfield.
Hogaboom able to complete to Gill. And here are the Colts picking up that first down and moving crisply downfield against the Dolphins.
We said at the opening the key was controlling the ball. I think the Dolphins expected him to control the ball on the ground, but the Colts are opening up a little bit, Marv. They're not throwing it downfield. They're trying the short passes, which is controlling the ball, making first down.
16-yard advance. Miami defensive unit hearing it from the crowd here at the Orange Bowl, coming off the Chargers' 50-point onslaught a week ago. Hogaboom going deep. Penalty marker down. And let's see, was it a completed pass? William Judson on the coverage of Booza. It is signaled as a touchdown.
Barb, I'd have to say from the reaction of Judson that it was a simultaneous catch, and you give it a simultaneous catch to the offense. In the end zone, obviously, would be a touchdown. Now, that is before we hear what the decision is from the officials on the penalty flag.
Here's the referee, Bob Frederick.
Defensive pass interference in the end zone, number 49.
An isolated shot of Booza, who is probably the favorite receiver of Hogaboom. Just goes straight up the field. Booza with good vision on the ball. I don't know. They were fighting for the ball. I don't know how long Booza had it, but obviously Judson came up with it. Now they rule it was not a touchdown, so it was not a simultaneous catch, just interference in the end zone, so it comes out to the 4.
First and goal from the 4. Hogaboom holding on. Looks to be a mix-up.
No, that was the famous goose play where the quarterback comes up to the center, just pushes the center's rear end a little bit, gets the ball before the rest of the line is even down on the 3-point stand. Obviously, Rod Dowhauer felt like the Dolphins don't get set quickly on defense, and he can get that play into the end zone.
Second and goal from the 3. The official did indicate a touchdown on that pass interference call on William Judson. And then they changed their mind. 3 minutes, 15 seconds gone by in the second quarter. That's Bentley. Right near the goal line, Albert Bentley flashing through. They placed it at the 1. It'll be a third and goal from the 1.
Go back and take a look at that previous play where interference in the end zone. That may have been some interference right there, and I think that's what he called when Judson, when he was turning around looking for the ball with his left arm, was pushing out on Booza. Good call by the back judge.
Third and goal from the 1. Bentley is in for the score. Albert Bentley has given the Colts a 6-0 lead. And for the Colts, their first touchdown of the '86 season.
One of the things Don Shula said during the week was this team needs their confidence. The defensive team needs to come out and regain their confidence. The Colts take the opening drive, march right down the field, and put a first touchdown on the board.
And this is Dean Piasucci getting set to attempt the extra point. Ron Stark will put it down. 10 plays, 80 yards, capped off by Bentley, and it's Indianapolis in front, 7-0.
Give me a light. Bud Light. Oh, the silly.
If you just ask for a light beer, you never know what you'll get. Give me a light. Bud Light. So if you want the less filling light beer with the first name and taste, don't just ask for a light beer.
So give me a light. No, Bud Light.
Bud Light. Because everything else is just a light.
Connie, Mom said we could charge Dad's birthday present with our Ace credit card, so long as it's under $5. Well, the Ace Circular has our September best find. After a $2 rebate, this paint roller and tray set is 44 cents. Great, but Mom does the painting. Or 30 Ace lawn and leaf bags for just $2.66. But Mom does the artwork. Well, how about this firefighter kitchen fire extinguisher? It's only $3.44 after rebate. Great! Dad tries to cook.
An urgent message from the Mazda hotline. RX-7s are included in your Mazda dealer's year-end clearance. Mazda RX-7, Motor Trend's Import Car of the Year, has a fuel-injected rotary engine, state-of-the-art independent rear suspension system, and a price that makes it today's hottest sports car value. But during his year-end clearance, your Mazda dealer will make it even better. So hurry while selection is still great. See him now.
Some surprising scores among the early games. San Diego scored 50 last week against Miami and held by that tough Giant defense. And look at Buddy Ryan of the Eagles against his former club.
Surprising there. San Diego last week against the Dolphins saved some formations and some tricks for the Dolphins. Obviously, against the Giants had seen them before, and it makes a difference, Bob. The first game, you don't know whether what you saw the team you're playing do in preseason is what they're going to do in the first game or not. Obviously, San Diego had some tricks. Everybody sees some tricks.
Lorenzo Hampton and Joe Carter are deep. And this is Hampton from the 2. 15. Out across the 25. A good return. Tripped up by backup linebacker Dave Aarons, a 23-yard kickoff return, and here comes Dan Marino as the Dolphins go to the offense for the first time. Hampton and Bennett, the running back, so Bennett starting instead of Ron Davenport, and a super group of receivers led by Duper and Clayton. Look at the offensive line. First down for Miami, trailing 7-0. Out across the 30, stopped by the inside linebacker, Cliff Odom, but a penalty marker is down. John Hand, outstanding rookie, #1 draft pick out of Alabama. Orlando Lowry starting on the outside linebacker spot, replacing Johnny Cooks, who bothered by a back problem, but should see some action later on. And there's that secondary with a host of changes. John Holt starting on the left corner.
Number 57, first down will be repeated.
White Stevenson, Miami center, called on the hold.
Normally considered the best center in the National Football League, and the Colts have a fine center. Ray Donaldson was drafted the same year, in fact drafted ahead of Dwight Stevenson. 2 fine centers in this ball game here today.
Ray had that high snap that turned the game around last week against the Patriots. Hampton try to follow Foster and fights his way to the 20-yard line. Janelle Thompson and Leonard Coleman forcing him to the sideline. Lorenzo Hampton in his second season out of the University of Florida, first-round draft pick last year.
He's in there for one reason, and that is to try and get some balance in that Dolphin offense. Obviously, Marino can put the passing yards up on the board, but Don Shula, the entire preseason, has stressed run offense and run defense.
2nd and 16. Off the swing, here's Hampton. Out to to the 30, so he's about 5 yards short of the first down. Wayne Pickett, in his second year out of Southern California, the NFL's Defensive Rookie of the Year last season, making the stop.
Number 50 drops straight back into his zone coverage. Now, Hardy tries to get a block on him. Pickett runs over him, and there was a big improvement in Pickett's play from the first couple of games of last year when he was a rookie to mid-season and later on. You talk to the coaches around the league, he was a real force on that Colts defense.
And they see him eventually as what can be termed an impact player. Wayne Pickett, 3rd down and 5 for Miami. Marino had the time, and that is short of the first down. Tony Nathan coming out of the backfield, but Barry Crouch, the inside linebacker, had the rest. And so the Dolphins are forced to punt, and Reggie Roby checks in.
We have two of the fine punters in the National Football League here in Roby and in Ron Stark. Both of them have been to the Pro Bowl in the past.
And that's the rookie from Boston University, Bill Brooks, back at the 16. Here's Brooks at the 20. Beautiful move out across the 35-yard line, a 49-yard punt, and a 19-yard return by Brooks, who was tripped up by Andy Hendel. A timeout call. We'll be right back.
Panasonic, the future of office automation. Advanced equipment with an extraordinary concept. The easier, the better. Panasonic Genesis copiers are most sophisticated yet simplest to use ever. So easy, they automatically adjust for proper size and exposure. All you duplicate are your copies, not your effort. Panasonic Genesis copiers. Like our typewriters, computers, and peripherals, the easier, the better. Panasonic Office Automation.
We know what kills your muffler. It's rust. Moisture inside your muffler can rust it from the inside out. The revolutionary Walker Advantage muffler with Absorbite fights the deadly effects of internal moisture. Look at these test results. An ordinary muffler, the Walker Advantage with Absorbite. You don't need this. Take the Advantage. It puts rust at a disadvantage.
Warranted at parts and service outlets where you see this sign.
Evening Magazine kicks off the hot new TV season.
Does NBC have another smash lineup?
I've heard nothing but good things about it.
See the shows that will have us screaming for more.
And the ones that may not, hang on.
Then find out new twists on your favorite returning shows.
Gosh!
Don't be shy. The stars will be out this fall.
I just thought you'd like to know.
We'll knock you for a loop on the season premiere this week on Evening Magazine.
Go for it.
An American tradition continues. 1975 brought one of the most memorable moments in World Series history. Carlton Fisk's game-winning homer sent Fenway Park into a frenzy. Next Saturday, the Red Sox rode to the pen and traveled through Toronto as they face the Blue Jays. Plus regional action. The tradition is here. The memories are waiting.
That's next Saturday here at NBC. You'll see either the Red Sox and the Blue Jays or the White Sox and the Angels. So the Colts first down from their 36-yard line. Randy McMillan. Ball was jarred free, but covered up John Offerdahl on the stop. Colts lead it 7-0. So the Dolphins have now been outscored in the first quarter, 24-0, as San Diego jumped in front last week, 17-zip.
Dolphins have won the last 11 games with the Colts and 16 of the last 17. As we look at Chuck Studley with his hand to his face, he's been under some heat the last few weeks. Probably a critical year for Chuck, but all of the defensive problems are not his fault. The players play the game.
2nd and 8. One blitz. Push back. Reaching out to the 40-yard line. But Brown, the free safety, in on the stop. Well, the Redskins over the Raiders. Giants knocking off San Diego, holding the Chargers to 7 points. And Philly and Chicago now in overtime. Dallas take over Detroit. Jim Kelly having another good one, but
Overtime.
yes, OT there. And these are final scores. 3rd down and 4 at the 32. Brown looking to get the defense revved up. Owen Gill Picks up the first down. So the Indianapolis Colts, who on their very first series marched downfield against the Dolphins, able to maintain possession here, and they have a first down at the 49.
Very impressive drive for the Indianapolis Colts, coming down to a place, the Orange Bowl, that Rod Dowhauer admits that the Colts have not played well here in the past. The Dolphins, coming off of the embarrassment of last week, you think they would come out defensively and stop them. The Colts with a big drive and then stopping Marino in his first possession.
Here is Hogaboom, pursued. Nice coverage on McMillan. Jackie Shipp right there. There's Shipp in his first season out of Oklahoma. He's been a target here in Miami. The Dolphins still waiting and hoping that he will explode.
It was a top draft choice. He's not picked up the defense as well as the Dolphins would like. That time he played man-to-man coverage. Hogaboom should see man-to-man coverage and know that you cannot throw screen passes when the man that you're trying to screen to is being covered man-to-man. You try to screen against zone coverages, and there are ways for him to pick that up.
2nd and 9. McMillan took a hard shot from the rookie Offerdahl. He was really tough.
Offerdahl has been a starter, the number 2 draft choice, the highest draft choice the Dolphins had this year. They didn't have a number 1 because of the trade for Hugh Green last year. Offerdahl has been a starter. They have liked his practice habits. He has come in. He's a real holler guy. As you said, Marv, he is calling the signals. You know the Dolphins are having trouble defensively when Don Shula has 2 rookie starters in his defense.
3rd down and 17. Back at the 42. Hogaboom completes to Bentley. He's stopped by the strong safety, Paul Langford. And Indianapolis will be forced to punt. There's Langford, who has been moved over from left corner because of injury.
Injury to Lyle Blackwood initially, then Glenn Blackwood, Donovan Rose, who made this club as a free agent, all injured. Langford moving in from his corner spot to play strong safety, and we're going to see a situation substitution for the Dolphins at strong safety. Blackwood will be in there some, and Langford will be in there at other times.
Nat Moore in his 13th season, awaiting the punt back at his 11th. And here is Pro Bowler Ron Stark. High snap. Moore had to scoop it. And Moore is caught by Bentley. Albert Bentley turning the speed on. So 41-yard punt, a 4-yard loss on the return.
This is it. The moment they find out if their car's got what it takes. They've done everything they could. Which is why 2 out of 3 Indy 500 drivers rely on STP oil treatment. Because when it comes right down to it, STP adds extra lubrication to reduce engine wear in whatever you drive. STP is the racer's edge.
Managing information means storing it, finding it, and moving it from A to B. When that meant linking 800 miles of Alaskan pipeline, they called Contel. When it meant matching orders to inventory at the Stoneham Lumber Company, they called Contel. Small business or tall orders, Contel can help you manage information better, too. For Contel, I'm Charles Ness.
An urgent message from the Mazda hotline. It's year-end clearance time, and factory cash allowances mean great deals on every Mazda truck. Trucks rated first in customer satisfaction, like B2000, dollar for dollar, the best truck buy in America. At $63.95, it's the lowest price leading import with all these standard features. And right now, you can get it for hundreds less. Hurry to your Mazda dealer's year-end clearance and save.
Next Sunday, the NFL plays here when the Dolphins battle the Jets.
Before your team takes the field, our team hits the air. NFL 86.
Next Sunday, the Dolphins will go up against the Jets of the Meadowlands. Jets with big problems with Brendan McNeil out some 4 to 6 weeks. Bob and I will be in Philadelphia for the Broncos and the Eagles. Big one between Seattle and New England. Pittsburgh at Minnesota. Houston at Kansas City on the NBC schedule next Sunday. Miami first down from their 10 is trailing the Colts by the score of 7-0. 3.5 left, first quarter. Pops it to the sideline and able to complete to Mark Clayton. Bumped out by the right corner. Eugene Daniel.
The Colts play a soft defense, deep coverage, as you see Daniel giving Clayton plenty of room. The Dolphins will probably try and throw in front of him, as you see Daniel with a good reaction to get up and knock Clayton out of bounds. But Dolphins probably throwing in front of these corners and then trying to go past them a little bit later in the game.
Mark Clayton, a native of Indianapolis, picked up 9 on the play, 2nd and 1. At the 19. And let's see what the call is. Out of bounds. And Moore not able to remain in bounds as he was covered by Eugene Daniel.
Matt Moore has been in this league 13 years, and we'll see him here releasing around Coleman, 31. Right to the outside. You have to have both feet in bounds. Well, it looks like he had his feet in bounds, and looks like he had possession of the ball. Matt doesn't normally get upset like that, so I'm sure he felt pretty good about having caught that ball.
However, it is a 3rd and 1. Go to Lorenzo for the first down, but a penalty marker is from Cliff Odom on the tackle. Miami has won 11 straight against the Colts, 16 of the last 17. And it is a holding call against Miami.
Offensive holding, number 61, 3rd down, will be repeated.
Roy Foster, left guard out of USC in his 5th year. And the officiating lineup given by the referee Bob Frederick, who has set it back to a 3rd down and 11. Ball back at the Miami 12-yard line. The last Colts went over Miami back in 1980 here at the Orange Bowl by the score of 30 to 17. The first down with James Pruitt, the rookie from Cal State Fullerton, tackled by Preston Davis. The first down at the 36.
Here's Pruitt up here, Marv. He's going to come down and run to the inside. Now the other receivers are going to occupy the linebackers by crossing underneath him, and Marino reads the coverage. The 2 crossing in front of him, and now the linebacker sees the stuff in front of him and say, well, maybe I ought to cover that. Marino with the throw over the top. First down for the Dolphins.
Picked up 24 yards. Marino is 4 for 5 on the day. And now throwing deep. Oh, what a catch. And a penalty marker down. Mark Clayton on the reception. Ball down by John Holt. And the flag against Indianapolis.
We talked a little earlier about the series of plays just before this. Get the call from Bob Frederick.
Defensive pass interference, number 21. The penalty will be refused as it was a completed pass. It'll be a first down.
Well, it didn't take Marino and the Dolphins long to go over the top as we thought they might. Right there, you see the left hand of Hope going in a little bit before the ball got there, but the quick outs and then the long strike over the top.
And the long strike for 48 yards, so a first down for Miami from the Indianapolis 18. Woody Bennett stopped by Wayne Pickett. Woody Bennett bothered by a sprained ankle throughout training camp. And seeing additional action, at least here in the first quarter. Picked up 5 on the play. It'll be a second down and 5. Minute and a half to go in this first quarter as we scan the 10-minute ticker. Minnesota leading Tampa Bay now 10-7. From the 12, second down, 5. Play action. And Hampton battles his way. Eugene Daniel and Barry Krause combining. And a first down for the Dolphins. It'll be a first and goal just outside the 5.
Tony Nathan led the Dolphins in pass receiving and in rushing last year. He's not a starter this year. Lorenzo Hampton, the #1 draft choice of a year ago, is in there on first down and second and short to save Tony Nathan for the passing situations on second and long and third.
With a strike, and it was dropped. A bullet for Clayton, not able to hold on.
Marino, that's all right. We'll have plenty of other chances. Good protection, a little slant to the inside. A little bit behind him, but that ball was very catchable. And Clayton, who went back and they probably just looked at each other. Their understanding, and any quarterback who has not thrown a pass that's been dropped has not thrown many passes, I'll guarantee you.
23 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Out of the ground, Hampton, touchdown. And a little roll of the dice by Lorenzo Hampton.
Throw the ball on first down. They run it on second down when the Colts are thinking pass. A little delay. It's a little delayed draw. Super in there and gets a block on Kenny Daniel just long enough to allow Hampton into the end zone.
So the big play of this series, the 48-yard pass play. Marino to Clayton, and here's Claude Revay. And he has tied it at 7. 18 seconds left. First quarter. We'll be back here at the Orange Bowl in Miami in a moment.
An urgent message from the Mazda hotline. 626s are really moving at your Mazda dealer's year-end clearance. Mazda 626, the family sedan with world-class road car credentials. With standard features like front-wheel drive, independent rear suspension, and fuel-injected engine, it's already an outstanding value. But during your Mazda dealer's year-end clearance, the deals are even better. See him today and save.
Aha, there's a thief in this attic. This skimpy amount of insulation can rob you blind on your fuel bill.
Fight back with the attic blanket from Owens Corning. It's the thickest, most powerful roll of pink insulation you can add. It can help you save money on your fuel bill.
It is an open and shut case.
Owens Corning. We put your house in the pink.
Mount Hood, Oregon and Old Milwaukee both mean something great to these guys. Mount Hood means the best summer skiing in America. And Old Milwaukee means a great beer. Cold, crisp Old Milwaukee beer has smooth, golden Old Milwaukee light. Nothing like the flavor of a special place. And Old Milwaukee beer. Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light.
Man, it doesn't get any better than this.
The American Bar Association ain't gonna like L.A. Law one bit.
Lawyers.
But their members are sure as heck gonna watch it. A 2-hour movie preview of L.A. Law, Monday.
Off the scoring drive, the Miami Dolphins with their first point in the first quarter this season, including preseason.
Kind of unbelievable when you stop to think how successful Dan Marino has been in the past. Of course, a few of those preseason games he wasn't in there very long, and debacle last week at San Diego. San Diego had the ball most of the time in the first quarter.
There's Albert Bentley awaiting the kickoff from Revane. Line drives it. Bentley out to the 5. 15. Takes a hard hit at the 20-yard line. A 22-yard return by Bentley, and he was hammered by Andy Hendel.
Hendo is a free agent that made the ball club the longest of long shots. He played for the USFL Jacksonville Bulls last year, played 2 years with them. Came in and really made this ball club as a long shot. Comes down, gets a piece of the tackle. Very impressed. They need inside linebackers with the Dolphins, and he filled one of those spots.
9 seconds left in this opening quarter. Bentley out to the 23. D.J. Turner, the left defensive end, on the stop. And that is the end of the first quarter here in Miami with the score of the Dolphins 7, the Colts 7.
This year, 1 out of every 6 cars will need to have its brakes repaired. That's why at Midas, we offer a free brake inspection. If your car needs work, you know it's being done by experts. 500,000 people a year have their brakes fixed at Midas, and we're glad to have the business. But more important, we appreciate the trust.
Take it to Midas. Take it to someone you trust.
There's the same group of kids again. As a corporal in the Marion County Sheriff's Department, I see the danger of drugs firsthand. And I have seen young people become victims of drug and alcohol abuse.
Why don't you all go home?
When I take off this uniform, most people know me as number 83, Tim Sherwin, tight end for the Indianapolis Colts. We talked about a number of things today. As a United Way volunteer, I have talked to some 40,000 young students, giving them the courage to say no to drugs and alcohol. We found out that it can happen to you, and it will happen to you. I have one friend who's paralyzed from the neck down because of a bad trip of acid a friend gave him, and that touched my life. There's not one of these kids that isn't important to the United Way. And that's why we're all part of the United Way family of agencies. And that's why we're able to say, thank you for working for all of us, the United Way. Yeah!
This message furnished by the National Football League.
And there is Sheriff Tim, and his quarterback, Gary Hogeboom, has mixed it up very well in the first quarter.
Rod Dowhauer says that Hogeboom is really a 28-year-old rookie. He has been around the league for a while, but really has not had a lot of playing experience, and he hopes that he can get him some experience on the field and, of course, learn Rod's system, which is a little bit different than the systems he's had in the past.
All right, the Colts to the offense. Second down and 7. Upcoming as we get underway in the second quarter. Colts blasted last week by the Patriots, 33-3. 3 turnovers leading to 17 New England points, killing Indianapolis. It was a 10-3 New England lead at halftime. Hogeboom has Bentley. Albert Bentley picking up the first down. He's been a major factor.
On the tackle, first down, Indianapolis.
So we mentioned Bentley, good receiver as we look at Offerdahl, 56, covering Bentley out of the backfield. Now Bentley has an option to go either way. Offerdahl jams him within the 5-yard limit. Good throw by Hogeboom, right on the money, gets him the ball. He can catch it and turn upfield.
Indianapolis first down from their 34. We are just underway, second quarter. McMillan. Stopped by D.J. Turner. Quick check of the scoreboard. Victories for Washington. Giants over San Diego. Bears getting by Philadelphia in overtime. Dallas winning big over Detroit. Cincinnati knocking off Buffalo in OT. And Cleveland squeezing by Houston. Bentley with a big hole and a fumble recovered by the Dolphins. Hard hit by Offerdahl, leading to the fumble. And Lyle Blackwood, number 42, on the recovery.
It's a great hit by Offerdahl. As we see, Offerdahl shifts to his right. Watch this hit right there, knocks the ball loose, and Lyle Blackwood, always around the football, recovers it for the Dolphins. That's what Dolphins, Don Shula and the Dolphins have seen in Offerdahl, that they've liked Marv early on in training camp, that tenacious tackling, that fierce competitor that he is. He's also a leader, and like I said, it's very unusual for someone that young to call the signals for a Shula defense.
The recovery by the one-time Baltimore Colts, Lyle Blackwood. So the Dolphins first down on a reverse. And Cooper in big trouble. Takes the turn looking for a blocker and has to run it out. Cliff Odom ran him out. And a penalty marker down is being argued by Woody Bennett.
You're going to have a clip about 20 yards behind the line of scrimmage in addition to that. Cooper making your major mistake is when you're running a reverse. If nothing is there, you just lower your head and get upfield.
Looked like he had a notion to throw the football.
Well, Thompson, the defensive end on that side, and also Lowry were not fooled and came upfield and were in good shape as we take a look at Rod Dowhauer.
And we're awaiting the call from the referee, Bob Frederick. Miami and Indianapolis tied at 7. 1 yard run by Bentley for the Colts. Hampton took it in from 5. Big play in that series, a 48-yard pass to Clayton.
Illegal block above the waist, number 34, and it will be refused, and it will be.
So the block on Woody Bennett. That is declined.
Well, it's bad enough to lose yardage, but then to have a illegal block in the back is something that you don't want to do. The Colts were in good shape for that reverse.
2nd and 20. Miami from their 45. A dump off to Hampton. Wayne Pickett on the stop. Lorenzo Hampton scored 2 touchdowns against the Colts in their last meeting last year. I know Miami Dolphins fans recall the opener last season. Miami losing to Houston on the road when they came home, played Indianapolis, and the Dolphins won that one big 30-13, and then went on to win the AFC East title with a record of 12-4. Third down, 11 at the Indianapolis 46. Marino getting the time, and Clayton not able to hang on. Leonard Coleman, the left corner, on the coverage.
See Clayton to the left side right now. He's going to go down, fake to the inside. Coleman is on pretty good coverage, and Marino throws the ball there. Clayton just drops it, but the coverage was pretty good. Colts play a lot of man-to-man coverage in passing situations, and that was the situation there.
Marino now 7 for 10. The low snap fielded by Roby, and he popped it. Fair catch at the 16-yard line. And that is where Indianapolis will take over. 12:56 remaining. In the second quarter, we're tied at 7.
The Florida Everglades and Old Milwaukee both mean something great to these guys. The Everglades means airboating, as close as you can get to flying without leaving the ground. And Old Milwaukee means a great beer. Cold, crisp Old Milwaukee beer and smooth, golden Old Milwaukee Light. There's nothing like the flavor of a special place than Old Milwaukee beer. Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee. Milwaukee Light.
Hey, guys, it doesn't get any better than this.
Here's to you, Philadelphia, and all the things you do. Hard to make life better for your family, for a friend. And while you're doing your part, we're doing ours, bringing you the news that's part of your life. The Channel 3 Eyewitness News Team. We're there for you.
You're at the heart of it. 3 is a part of it. Philadelphia, we're there for you.
Every Monday through Friday, Mike Horner drives his Chevy S10 4x4 to work.
Hi, Mike.
But on Friday, November 9th, Mike made a different kind of commute. The Baja 1000, North America's most punishing off-road race. Could an everyday Chevy S10 survive? It not only survived, it won its class. Nothing works like a Chevy truck.
And now, the big one. Get 2.9% financing or up to $750 cash rebates on most new 86 Chevy trucks.
Today's game is brought to you by Today's Chevrolet, who invite you to live the style, performance, and fun of Chevrolet in '86. By Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light. It doesn't get any better than this. And by National Car Rental. You deserve national attention.
91 degrees at the Orange Bowl in Miami. Marv Albert along with Bob Greasy were early second quarter. And the Colts and the Dolphins tied at 7. Gary Hogaboom, former Dallas Cowboy, 5 out of 6, 42 yards thus far, has the first and 10 from the 16. Here's George Watson, and a flag is called. Mosley bumped out by the right corner, William Judson. Bob Frederick sorting it out against the Colts.
Personal foul, number 88, with an illegal crackback on the offensive team. First down, he'll be defeated.
That is James Harbor, first-year player from Mississippi. Wide receiver was waived on the final cut and then re-signed by the Colts.
And he's in there for his blocking expertise, and the Colts not penalized that much last year. They were one of the top teams in the fewest penalties. Of course, the Dolphins also penalized very few times, and quite a few penalties already here in the first half.
First and 15. Play action for Hogaboom. And Lustig one for Harbor. So James Harbor, who was just pulled on the penalty, gets it right back, picking up the first down. Covered by Judson and Brown.
First down, Indianapolis. He has 28 yards.
Take a look at Hogaboom now as he makes the fake. Now he's going to throw the ball to his left. He's looking for Harbor, looking for Harbor. Throws the ball, lays it in there very nicely as Harbor comes right to the sideline. One of the things that Hogaboom needs to do is look off the defensive back. He doesn't do a lot of that.
28-yard pickup. Hogaboom fires the other side and nearly intercepted. Intended for the tight end, Tim Sherwin, but Brown, the free safety, had a shot at it.
You know, when I talk about Hogaboom looking downfield, a lot of times the free safety will watch where a quarterback looks. Hogaboom's problem in the past has been sometimes he'll take the ball and he'll look for his primary receiver, and he'll follow his route the entire time. Well, if a quarterback does that, the defensive linebackers and defensive backs are doing the same thing. If they know you're going to look where you're going to throw, there's going to be a lot of defensive people there when you get time to throw that football. Got to look them all.
Second and 10. And back to the ground for Wantley. Short pickup by George Wantley in his third season out of Mississippi State. Jerome Foster, the nose tackle. Jackie Shipp, inside linebacker on the stop. Here are some of the games in progress. Rams over the 49ers, now 3-0 in the second quarter.
Third and 5.
Third down and 5 for the Colts. 3 minutes gone by. Second quarter. Tied at 7. Rumsley in motion. Ball deflected and incomplete. He was looking in the direction of Matt Boozer.
Just a pop pass. They only needed 5 yards, and he wanted Boozer to go down 6 yards, and he popped the ball to him. Ball was deflected at the line of scrimmage.
And Ron Stark checks in last week against the Patriots. He punted 6 times, averaged just under 47 yards a punt, including one for 59 yards, the longest in the AFC last week. Punting for the second time today. And Nat Moore is the deep man. And a beauty. Moore lets it go. And the Dolphins will go to work at their 20-yard line off a 57-yard punt by Stark. We'll be right back.
Next time you go away for the weekend, turn your weekend into a national holiday. National Car Rental now offers you special low weekend rates on almost every car in our fleet with a wide variety to choose from. National Holiday Weekend rates, as low as $19.95 a day. So if you're thinking of taking off, turn your weekend into a national holiday. Call National at 800-CAR-RENT.
Mobil One synthetic motor oil. No matter what you drive, or how you drive, or where you drive, or what conditions you drive under. With Mobil synthetic oil technology, there's no finer engine protection anywhere. Mobil One, on the leading edge of mobile motor oil.
Glacier Bay, Alaska, and Old Milwaukee both mean something great to these guys. Glacier Bay means the one and only Alaskan king crab. Sweet, fresh, and big. And Old Milwaukee means a great beer. Cold, crisp Old Milwaukee beer. And smooth, golden Old Milwaukee Light. There's nothing like the flavor of a special place. And Old Milwaukee beer. Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light.
Hey, guys. It doesn't get any better than this.
Next Sunday, the NFL plays here when the Dolphins battle the Jets.
Before your team takes the field, our team hits the air. NFL 86.
That's coming up next weekend at halftime. Bob Costas and the crew. Scores and highlights on NFL 86. Miami coach Don Shula, who among his problems defensively is without nose tackle Mike Charles, who was suspended for 4 weeks without pay when he showed late for practice a couple of weeks back and then refused to take a physical, including a drug test. He did agree to take the drug test last week. The results have not been announced. Oh, beautiful catch by Mark Clayton. So the native of Indianapolis showing his stuff with this telecast going back to his hometown, and Clayton and the Dolphins have picked up a first down.
Marino coming out of his own 20-yard line with play action as Clayton comes in. The linebacker doesn't know whether he's going to crack on him or he gets a good start going across the field. This time he pulls the linebackers up with the play action, and Clayton making a good catch. That was a more difficult catch than the one he dropped for a touchdown a few plays back.
18-yard pass play, first down, Miami. From their 37. Lorenzo Hampton with an opening. And accelerating to the 45. Barry Krause, the inside linebacker, on the stop. 4 minutes gone by. Second quarter, the Colts and the Dolphins are tied at 7. Second and 2 for Miami from the 45. A reminder to our viewers, we'll be selecting the Budweiser Most Valuable Player for today's game later on. Marv Albert, Bob Greasy, from the Orange Bowl in Miami. And this is the final season for the Dolphins here at the Orange Bowl. Mel Thompson, number 99, jumping. And let's see how they call it. It is a procedure penalty that pulled Thompson.
False start on the offense, number 68, and second down.
Right tackle, Greg Cook.
Cook had 3 penalties called against him last week for moving a little bit too soon. Cook was picked up by the Dolphins in preseason when they had offensive line injuries and should have the offensive cadence picked up by this time.
Second, about 7. Woody Bennett. Bennett running hard, getting right near that first down marker, Barry Trout on the stop. And they're calling for the yardstick.
You know, you're talking about Woody Bennett. Talking about Mike Charles. As we look at Woody Bennett a little bit earlier, Charles was the most valuable defensive lineman for the Dolphins, led the team in sacks last year. It's been a sore spot with Shula for a long time that he has not gotten his weight down. He's been weighing up over 300 pounds. Finally, this preseason, he got his weight down in good shape, 281, 282. And then the latest thing, of course, the missed practices and the Shula suspension. The Dolphins defense coming into the preseason wanted to improve their run defense, and they would go a long way towards doing that with a healthy Mike Charles.
And it is a revamped defense. Rookie T.J. Turner starting on the left side. Second-year man is George Little.
Betters, Betters was a holdout. T.J. Turner, the third-round draft choice this year, won that spot in the absence of Doug Betters.
As you see, 3rd and inches as they pack in tight. Now Davenport and Hampton on the running back. It's Davenport, penalty marker down as Ron Davenport picks up the first down. Kenny Daniel, John Holt on the stop of Davenport. And this has been a flag-happy second quarter.
Surprising, too, Marv, because like I said earlier, both teams last year penalized very few times.
8-yard pickup for Davenport. The penalty called on the Colts.
Number 99 is offside. Penalty will be
reviewed. Declined, and L. Thompson, the man called on the offside. And L. Thompson, a first-round pick, 1981, and he's a guy who's been under fire for underachieving out of North Carolina.
He had some problems in the past, but Dowhauer said he's been a real leader by example. He has done everything they've asked of him, and he's playing very well at this stage of the season.
First down from the Indianapolis 46. The rush on Marino gets the screen. Tony Nathan inside the 30. The free safety, Kenny Daniel, on the stop, and a good block from the right guard, Ronnie Lee.
Nathan, a spot player, catching the ball on screens. As we take a look at Odom, 93, on a blitz. They had a blitz on. Odom was covering Nathan, number 22. He tripped over the lineman there, and then nobody is up to cover Nathan as he gets a little running room and gets upfield for a good play for the Miami Dolphins.
18-yard advance and a first down for Miami. From the Colts 26. Marino looking deep. Looking Duper's way.
Marino had him open, and Duper was supposed to break to the outside where the ball was thrown, and Duper went straight up the field. You see him shaking his head. He says, come on back here. I got something I want to talk to you about. Marino knows that should have been a touchdown. You don't get those situations that often, especially against the Colts playing a soft, containing, deep zone type of defense. The Colts are in this ball game right where they want to be. Marino taking away Marino's big plays down the field.
Second and 10 from the Indianapolis 26-yard line. Now he goes to middle. Mark Clayton with an explosive first half against the Colts. John Holt with the hard tackle at the 6. It'll be a first and goal from the 6.
Clayton is really the outlet. He's going to come underneath all the other receivers, as you see, and you see the defensive back there. That's Daniel trying to catch up with him. Man coverage inside the 20. The Colts like to go the man-to-man coverage. Of course, the Dolphins know about that.
And there's Clayton's corner. Clayton with his 4th catch, this one for 21 yards. And a first and goal from the 6. With the second effort inside the 5, Lorenzo Hampton. Wayne Pickett on the stop. Rams now lead 49ers 10-0. Seattle over Kansas City 6-3 in the second, and Minnesota extending that lead on Tampa Bay. Second and goal. The ball at the 4. We're tied at 7. Just under 8 minutes to go in this first half. Dolphins go double tight end with Dan Johnson and Bruce Hardy. Play action, and Marino gets it away as he was hauled down. Cliff Odom with the rush of Marino.
Good blitz by Odom, number 93, the leading tackler on these Colts last year. You see Marino, the coverage is there to begin with, and one of the things that Marino is so good at, Marv, is getting rid of the football when it looks like he's going to be sacked. It's very difficult to get to Marino and sack him. That's why it was a little bit of a surprise last week when San Diego sacked him 4 times.
That's the 8th play of the drive. 3rd and goal at the 4. Taking the bullet out of post pattern. So the Dolphins have taken a 13-7 lead on the Colts.
Dolphins are so tough, Marv, when you send in 4 wide receivers, especially against the Colts secondary, as we said, coming on the ball game. So many injuries in that secondary. It's tough for them to match up.
The extra point attempt by Claude Reve. It is no good. Claude Reve missing on the extra point, so the Dolphins lead it 13-7.
This is it, the biggest car buying news in decades. Chevrolet announces the big one, an unprecedented 2.9 annual percentage rate. GMAC's lowest finance rate ever is now available on every new 86 Chevy car and most trucks. Or you can choose direct cash rebates up to $1,000 depending on model selected. 2.9%. News this big and a rate this low won't last. Hurry. This is the big one. There's never been a sale like it.
Big news, trainees. Hanes shrinks less and keeps its fit better than Fruit of the Loom. Here's Fruit. See how they match up. After 1 wash, after 3 washes, oh, we're keeping our shape better. And after 5 washes,
it's no contest. Hey, drinks less than
38% less training.
Hanes fits better than Fruit of the Loom.
I've been shot at, shot up, and shot down, so I don't take chances on anything. I won't touch a filter that isn't from AC. Why mess with air filters that can't go for up to 30,000 miles, or oil filters that can't deliver up to 15,000? For the AC Delco retailer nearest you, just give me a call at 1-800-AC Delco. If you put your muscle into a job, use your head and do it with AC Delco.
An American tradition continues. 1975 brought one of the most memorable moments in World Series history. Carlton Fisk's game-winning homer sent Fenway Park into a frenzy. Next Saturday, the Red Sox rode to the pen and traveled through Toronto as they face the Blue Jays, plus regional action. The tradition is here. The memories are waiting.
Juan Rove is getting set to kick off. He just missed an extra point last season as a rookie who was 50 out of 52 in the extra point department. So he's missed one here, and the Dolphins lead the Colts by the score of 13-7. 7.5 left in this first half. There's a high, short, pop fly. Bentley on it. Bentley off the face. Albert Bentley running from left to right and picked up 5 yards on the return. Ron Davenport finally chased him down. Here's a look at the Dolphins touchdown.
Nat Moore right here, Marvy, just going to go into the end zone and run a little hook, and Marino will find him as we see the 4 wide receivers spreads everyone out. Marino finds Nat Moore in the middle of the end zone. Hard to defend that one when it's such a short pass and a little hook pattern coming right back towards him.
Matt Boozer comes out to the left side of the Colts. Go first and 10 from the 21. Play out to the 24-yard line. Hugh Green, the outside linebacker, and Jackie Shipp from the inside combined on the side.
Take a look at that last missed extra point. The hole seems to be fine. Looks like he slipped a little bit, but he just missed it to the right. Leaving it open and not following through.
Now Brooks split wide right side, and Bentley peeling off, number 20. Second down, 7. Short set for Hogeboom. The tight end Boyer on the catch. But a short knee. Brzezinski, the outside linebacker, right there.
Take a look at John Offerdahl as he blitzes right up the middle. Good pass protection by that big and huge offensive line for the Colts. You know, last year, Mark, we did a couple of Colts games. I don't remember this line being that big. They took some work that strength conditioning in the offseason, and sure Gary Hogeboom is very pleased about that.
Hogeboom looking at a 3rd down and 3 at the 28. And Bentley stopped short of the 1st down by Offerdahl, who has come up very big in this first half.
There's 2 men on him right here, Offerdahl and Hugh Green. I don't know whose man it was, but whoever it was, I don't know if that was Offerdahl's mistake or maybe it was his man, but Hogeboom should have thrown the ball downfield because one of those 2 linebackers left somebody in the middle of the field wide open.
And Ron Stark back at his 12-yard line. He will punt to James Pruitt. 4th-round draft pick out of Cal State Fullerton. James Pruitt missed the team plane to San Diego last week and then dropped a couple of passes as he busts the punt and recovers and cuts away. James Pruitt, who has the speed, is going all the way. Well, James Pruitt may explain to Coach Don Shula that he busted on purpose because that's what set the Colts off.
Shula said he missed 1 plane, 3 meetings, and 2 drop passes. But he's got to be pleased with him, and that's what they saw in this 4th-round draft choice this year when they drafted him. Did a lot of good things. He's very young, and it's going to take him a while to learn the offense. Just as Dowhauer told me last night that they have a fine receiver in Billy Brooks. It's taking a little bit of time to learn the offense also.
So a 71-yard punt return off the 43-yard punt, and here's Revage to give it another shot. And this one is through. It was Mark Clayton who had the last punt return for a touchdown for the Dolphins back in 1983, and it was against the Colts.
When Pruitt was drafted by the Dolphins, he said, I know they have a lot of fine receivers, Cooper and Clayton, as we take another look as he drops the ball first. Now this has a tendency to slow down the punt coverage men that are coming downfield. He's going to make a cut upfield, and the Colts were 12 27th in the National Football League last year in covering punts. So this is one of the areas we thought we might see something happen. And the Colts, of course, were burned. But when he was drafted by the Dolphins, he says, I know they have Duper, I know they have Clayton. He says, I'd rate them a 10. He says, I'm the prototype offensive receiver for the NFL. And when Clayton heard that, he said, well, we'll wait till he comes in camp. Pruitt held out, and when he finally got to camp, Clayton said, oh, here he comes. It's showtime. Let's see what this young guy can do.
Of course, trying to out-talk Mark Clayton.
Yeah.
Not an easy task.
Yeah. As soon as Pruitt hit the camp, he said, I'm going to school him for a while. I'm not going to say much. I'm just going to let my actions speak for themselves.
5:03 remaining in this first half, and the Dolphins now lead the Colts by the score of 20-7. The kickoff by Revay. Bill Brooks to the 15. And the rookie from Boston University on the return. Out to the 25-yard line, a 22-yard return. Renee Thompson on the tackle. And the Colts back to the offense. Harry Hogaboom, for most of his 6 years with the Dallas Cowboys. Back up to Danny White. He asked to be traded and received his wish. Last week, 15 of 32 against the Patriots. No touchdowns, no interceptions, under heavy pressure throughout. Was sacked 6 times. Here's Hogaboom to put it up. In trouble. And a hold down. George Little, the right defensive end, on the sack.
Little, one of the new players in that defensive line for the Dolphins. T.J. Turner at one end and Little on the other side. As you look to the right side, Hogaboom says it's time to get out of here, and Little just catches up with him. But missing from that defense of this year for the Dolphins. Doug Betters and Charles Bowser. A lot of the killer bees that were there before. Bob, Tim Bocamper. A lot of the old-time Dolphin killer bees are being phased out.
That was a loss of 8, second down, 18. Hogaboom lofting it. Wonsley, first down and more. Wonsley in a foot race is caught by Brown. George Wonsley showing us some speed.
Well, the exciting players, I talked to Dowhauer. He says, we really don't have a lot of big play people, but his halfbacks, Bentley and Wonsley, can get the thing done. Because here you see just a little safety valve. He was looking downfield. Good block there by Booza, I believe it was. And now Wonsley just turns it on, and he's got the speed that can make some big plays.
And that is the longest reception of his 3-year NFL career, 60-yard pass play. George Wonsley, who said he learned to run by racing to the dinner table, said he had to be quick because he has 8 brothers and sisters. First down for the Colts at the Miami 22-yard line. Bentley looking for the hole inside the 20. And we're set for an update. Let's go to Bob Costas and NFL 86.
All right, Marv, the Seattle defense still hasn't allowed a touchdown yet this year, and their offense gets in gear. David Craig, 5 yards to Darrell Turner, one of the league's best young receivers. They shut Pittsburgh out a week ago, and in the second at the Kingdome, they lead KC today, 13-3.
Thank you, Bob. Second down and 7 as we resume here at the Orange Bowl in Miami. Indianapolis at the Miami 19-yard line. Dolphins lead it by the score of 20-7. Reverse. Bentley pitching it back. This is Capers, the wide receiver. Capers. Some beautiful open field running for the first down. Wayne Capers, a 4-year man out of Kansas, taking the handoff on the reverse from Albert Bentley.
Well-designed play, 2 tight ends. You think this is a running formation. A little toss by Hogaboom. Now the fake, the handoff to Capers. Now this is a play-action pass. He can throw the ball downfield there. 2 of the tight ends that were in the ball game were downfield and covered by the Dolphins, and Capers did the right thing by getting upfield and making the first down.
And Wayne Capers, a native of Miami, attended South Miami High School, so he and Albert Bentley looking to impress back in their hometown. The 2-minute warning has been provided. The Dolphins 20, the Colts 7.
Over the years, one company has risen above the ordinary and brought innovation to insurance. Transamerica. For insurance and financial services, the power of the pyramid is working for you.
Here's news for car owners that's a shock. Here's new heavy-duty gas shock at a special introductory price. Just $9.99 each plus installation. Save $5. You get the smooth, stable ride and higher performance of a gas shock for under $10. And Sears will install them at half off the installation charge. The new Sears heavy-duty gas shock. Another way we install confidence. There's more for your life at Sears.
And the winner is...
There's a lot to be said for winning. At Channel 3, we think 2 words say it best. Thank you. To our people who work hard to bring you excellence in news, programming, and public service. To our peers for honoring us with more Emmys than any other station in the Delaware Valley. And to you, our viewers, for demanding only our best every day. Thank you, Channel 3. We're there for you.
There's a model of the new Dolphins Stadium that will open up next August. So this is the final season for the Miami Dolphins at the Orange Bowl in Miami. They're calling it Dolphin Stadium, although there was a movement to name it Greasy Stadium, at least a movement in Bob's household.
I don't think there's any truth to that rumor, Bob.
First and goal for the Colts. Down at the 8-yard line with 2 minutes left, first half. Bentley trying to stiff arm his way, but he's caught back behind the line. Lyle Blackwood with good pursuit of Albert Bentley. The new Dolphin Stadium will open up in August, featuring a preseason matchup of the Dolphins and the Chicago Bears.
I'm sure a lot of the teams around the NFL, the Colts included, will be very happy as we see the model of the stadium there. We'll be happy the Dolphins are moving from the Orange Bowl. The Dolphins have been very dominant on this football field.
They have won 75% of their games played here. 8-0 last season. Second and goal. Play action for Hogerboom. He sees the opening. Also had one of the officials in his way, and Baumauer and Turner were right there.
Hogerboom is not one of your great scramblers. He is adequate at doing that. He hasn't rushed very many times, and when he does, he only averages 2.0 yards per carry. And Dowhauer now with a big decision, third down, and he needs to get the points on the board, and obviously would love to get a touchdown.
Third and goal at the 6. 30 seconds to go, first half. Again, the play action and the throw. Boozer could not hold on. Max Boozer, fifth-year man out of California, the intended receiver, covered by Don McNeil.
Well, this is just good coverage. I don't understand the play action fake. It's 3rd and 5 or 6. The Dolphins obviously playing pass all the way. I would like to see the quarterback come out of there and just read the coverage and try and throw the ball without having to turn his back to the receiver.
And with 4th and goal from the 6, Indianapolis will attempt from 24 yards away. Last week, hit from 25 and then missed on a 57-yard attempt. Second year from Western Carolina. And it is good. So Dean Biasucci out of nearby Miramar, Florida, puts 3 up on the board with 22 seconds remaining, first half.
You can take off, you can take it all in. You can be the best. You can see him.
people who know where they're going. Now the big one. Get 2.9% financing or up to $1,000 cash rebates on new 86 Chevy cars.
And a rundown of the NBC 10-minute ticker. Victories in the early games for Washington. The Giants putting the clamps on San Diego. Chicago had a tough time against Buddy Ryan and his Eagles. In the overtime, Dallas easy over Detroit. Overtime, Cincinnati beat Buffalo in a wild one. Cleveland over Houston by 3. So the Oilers finally lose a game. They went through preseason unbeaten. Halftime, Rams lead San Francisco.
You know, Marv, we did the game. Well, as we look at the final two scores here, Seattle over Kansas City and Minnesota leading. We did the game last week in Buffalo. Jim Kelly really bringing back the Buffalo and the interest of the Buffalo fans as we get all the scores and updates on NFL 86 at halftime.
And the bouncing kickoff fielded by Hampton. Lorenzo Hampton out across the 30 with time running down. Hank Randall on the stop, a 24-yard kickoff return. 15 seconds remaining in this first half. Miami Dolphins have gone at least 3-1 in each of the past 5 seasons and are usually among the quicker starters in the league as they come off the clobbering at the hands of San Diego last week. Very fine stat line shown by Dan Marino in this first half. And here's Nathan. And he lost his jersey. And Al Thompson getting the grips on it. And the clock is stopped for a team timeout. 9 seconds remaining. Miami calling for the timeout.
The Dolphins would have to get down the field pretty far, Marv. The wind, and it is a pretty good wind, is blowing in their face. The Colts are playing a deep zone, so for the Dolphins to get down in field goal range, they would have to get inside the 25-yard line, I would think. Get a shot of the flag, and the flag's not blowing that good. But
oh, yes, our producer, David Neal, director Dick Klein, right on it.
Yes.
Oh, there's the breeze.
They found some wind. Good.
Nice. These guys will find it eventually.
For the 5th consecutive year, found to be the strongest.
A breezy, hot, and humid day in Miami. Temperature at 91 degrees. Marv Albert along with Bob Greasy.
You know, the play that really turned this first half around, and the Colts have had it going just about the way they wanted. We said in the opening that the key for the Colts were to control the ball on the ground. And the one play that got away from them was the punt return by Pruitt. And as we mentioned, they were second last in punt coverage last year, and it caught up with them again here today.
2nd and 5, 9 seconds remaining in this first half. And Marino throwing sideline to stop the clock. Mark Duper on the reception with 3 seconds remaining, a 19-yard advance.
Gain of 19 yards.
The Colts are sitting deep, taking away anything. As you see, the defensive backs are way off. They'll give this play right here. Now this gives the opportunity for the Dolphins to go into the end zone. There's only 3 seconds, and you're going to have to throw something into the end zone because there won't be time for Reves after a completed pass.
Mark Duper now is over 3,000 yards in career reception. So 3 seconds left. And Marino with a quick play. Look at this. Duper from Nathan. A flag is thrown. Duper may have been in front of Nathan. May have been a forward lateral. We'll have to check that one out. But it's a nice way to end this first half. And Don Shula enjoyed that one. May not have worked.
Well, you can't end the half on a defensive foul, but you can on an offensive foul. Rod says, hey, I'm an offensive coach. I may put that one in my offense. Or more likely he's probably got it in there and just reminded him that he may use it.
Super and Nathan looked like they were coming out of the backcourt on a basketball court. Let's check out this call.
Well, you work all week on your offense, and then on Saturday you work on your gimmick plays and your fun plays, and that's one that you work on Saturday morning. But both teams are already in the locker room.
Both teams back on the court. Both teams.
A comical conclusion to this first half here in Miami.
It was a defensive foul. The half could end on an offensive foul, but not a defensive foul.
This is one that referee Bob Frederick may not have seen.
And we know there was an offensive forward lateral.
And we'll check out the play again right after this announcement.
We had an offense illegal forward pass, and we had a personal foul by the defense. So we will replay the down, and it will be an untimed down from the previous spot. It's an untimed down.
So they will replay it with no time on the clock.
You take another look. Now right here, it's the old hook and lateral play. Now nothing is there. Nathan says, I'm going to shove it inside. That was the forward lateral. Now if that were the only penalty on the play, the half could end. But here's going to be a personal foul at the end, and you cannot end on a defensive foul. I guess they call right there Daniel, 23, with a late hit.
And this reminiscent of that classic Miami-San Diego playoff game played here at the Orange Bowl when the John Sprocket quarterback the Dolphins scored with no time remaining on the clock.
Outstanding memory here.
Isn't that incredible? Incredible. All right, so here is the final play from the Indianapolis 41. Marino this time fires to the end zone, looking for the Hail Mary, and it's broken up. And now we can tell you this first half is over.
Indianapolis Colts 10.
So Don Shula now, certain that he is walking off and headed to the locker room and will not have to come back at the half. Miami leading Indianapolis by the score of 20-10. A wild finish in this first half with the forward lateral between Mark Duper and Tony Nathan. And a big play on a punt return. The punt by Ron Stark, taken by the rookie from Cal State Fullerton, James Pruitt. He muffed it, and this slowed down the Colt pursuit, and it sent Pruitt off and running. And Pruitt went 71 yards for the score.
Dolphins have had problems with their punt return. That's why Nat Moore was back there earlier in the game, but obviously Pruitt can straighten that out very quickly.
NFL 86 halftime activities will be with us in a moment. We'll be back after these messages from your local station.
All America, watch the exciting preview of Our House. Now, don't miss it at its regular time Sundays.
Hey, this sounds pretty serious.
Gus will be there, and so will the kids.
You are a kid. Wrong. Senior kid stops at 10 or 11. I'm 12.
Is it too big a job for Gus?
Not if you love them.
Our House, tonight at 7, 6 Central and Mountain.
Hello, I'm Ingemar from IKEA, and this is how we work. First, we design our furniture, test it, and then we get it all together. We take it all apart to save money on shipping. And we don't stop at one. We make thousands, and that lowers the price. Then you pick it up, take it home, put it together, and save a lot of money on well-made Swedish furniture. Then we drop out of the picture.
IKEA, the furnishing store from Sweden.
Hello, I'm Ingemar from IKEA, and this is how...
A free inspection at Midas will tell you if your brakes need fixing, or you can find out for yourself, which can cost more.
Hi, I'm Lou Tilley, Channel 3 Sports Director.
And I'm Yuki Washington. You know, we've got a lot in common.
We do?
Sure we do. We were both born and raised right here in Philly.
Yeah, we both played high school ball.
Don't forget college ball.
But most important, Yuki's part of our team now at Channel 3. He's the new weekend sports anchor.
You know, Lou, we have so much in common. You think the folks at home will get us confused?
Channel 3 Eyewitness News. We're there for you.
And we welcome those of you watching the Colts-Dolphin game to our halftime show. Bob Costas with Paul McGuire. We'll hear from Paul in a moment. First, let's get you updated. Games in progress elsewhere. The Rams and Niners have just gone to the third quarter at Anaheim. The Rams are in front by a score of 10-3. Steve Bartkowski has not been impressive, but during the first half, Leroy Irvin picked up a blocked field goal and ran 65 yards for a Ram touchdown. That's the difference in the game. Jeff Kemp, the former Ram, is at quarterback in place of the injured Joe Montana for San Francisco. In the game you're watching, Miami with the 20-10 lead at home over the Colts. Seattle at halftime leading Kansas City 13-3. Dave Craig has a 5-yard touchdown pass to Darrell Turner. More significantly, at least as far as the history books are concerned, Steve Largent has 3 catches in the game for the Seahawks. He's now caught at least 1 pass in 125 consecutive games. He is just 3 consecutive games with a catch away from eclipsing the record now held by the former Eagle receiver Harold Carmichael. Also, with the 3 catches in the first half, he passes 2 of the game's all-time greats, Raymond Berry and Don Maynard, and moves into 3rd place with 634 career receptions behind only the still active Charlie Joyner and the former Redskin great Charlie Taylor. Minnesota playing at Tampa Bay, halftime in Florida, 17-10 in favor of the Vikings in that one. Earlier today on NBC, the Redskins beat the Raiders 10-6. The Raiders open 0-2 for the first time since 1964. The Redskins are 2-0 for the 151st consecutive time. They sold out RFK. Fans couldn't have been too happy to see this. Newcomer Kelvin Bryant is racked up toward the end of the first half. They were just trying to run out the clock and take a 3-all tie to the locker room, and he injures both his knee and his ankle on this play. You see him there on the sideline. His afternoon is done. In the 3rd quarter, Chris Barr hit a field goal for the Raiders, gave them a 6-3 lead. Then in the 4th, the Redskins won it with this sequence. Jay Schrader sidesteps a rush, hits Clint Didier. He's caught from behind by Mike Haynes, but it's a 59-yard catch and run, and Schrader has them within a few yards of a touchdown, and he'll give it to George Rogers, who'll take it home. The 3-yard score, the only TD of the day for either team, and a 10-6 final in favor of the Redskins. The Giants beat San Diego today 20-7. The key, they forced 7 turnovers from a Charger team that didn't give the ball up even once last week in their opening victory against Miami. In fact, all 6 times the Chargers had it in the second half, the Giants took it away. Phil Simms also contributed with a good day on offense as I thought we were going to look at some highlights, but no, Simms threw for a touchdown late in the game to Lionel Manuel. Joe Morris also ran for a touchdown, and the turnovers were the big difference in the game. 7 takeaways for the Giants. The Eagles gave the Bears all they could possibly handle today at Soldier Field, but the Bears won in overtime 13-10. The Eagles fumbled the overtime kickoff. The Bears recovered, and moments later, Kevin Butler drills this 23-yard game winner. He had missed 4 field goal attempts earlier. The Bears, favored by 16, barely escaped with a 13-10 victory. Buddy Ryan accepts the defeat, but his team played pretty well, better than pretty well. They proved a point today against his old buddy Mike Ditka and the Bears. Walter Payton ran for better than 170 yards. He passes 15,000 for his career. He also got his 100th career rushing touchdown today at Soldier Field. Dallas beat Detroit 31-7. Herschel Walker ran for 51 yards and a touchdown. Tony Dorsett rushed for 117. He also had a touchdown, and one of his plays included this one, a 32-yard scamper that set up a Dallas touchdown in the 4th quarter. He doesn't quite score. He is stopped at the 1-yard line. By that time, the Cowboys were cruising. They win it 31-7 over the Lions. Cincinnati beats Buffalo in perhaps the day's wildest game. It looked for a while as if they had it wrapped up. They were leading Jim Kelly and company 21-9 at halftime, but then Kelly got it going with 17 unanswered points in the 3rd quarter, and that barrage included these 2 plays. First, Jerry Butler, the fine veteran receiver, makes a great 52-yard catch from Kelly. It sets up a Greg Bell touchdown from 9 yards out moments later. Still in the 3rd quarter, next possession, Kelly to play action and to the air. 84 yards for Christopher Kett, and suddenly Buffalo has the lead at 26-21. Eventually, they led 33-23. However, a 51-yard field goal by Jim Brees, and then with time running out, Boomer Esiason scampers left for the touchdown. They tie it at 33-all. Into overtime they go, and on the first possession, Kelly's pass is intercepted by Carl Zander, and that set up an easy breach field goal for the victory. Sam Weich's Bengals win it 36-33. Elsewhere, Cleveland beats Houston. The final at the Astrodome is 23-20. Atlanta pounds St. Louis 33-13. The Falcons open 2-0. Cards have dropped their first two under new coach Gene Stallings. Jim Mora has his first head coaching victory in the NFL. The Saints win easily against Green Bay. They led 24-3 at the half, and they coast to win 24-10. Paul?
Well, you know, looking around the league, and when you see what Kelly did again for the Buffalo Bills, 2 weeks in a row now, the young man has come off the bench, and he's done a great job for them. First two starts, close to, I don't know whether he got 300 yards in that second game or not, but, you know, here's a guy that is going to play very well for you. We knew that in the USFL. The question is now, where do they go to find the support for him? They need some help. They need help defensively. They lost too many people. He cannot carry the load. And the first part of that game, you know, you and I were sitting there watching some of that game, and he was getting killed. I mean, they were blitzing him, and that's one of the things you have to do to Kelly. But again, every time you blitz him, we saw that the Giants, when they blitzed against San Diego, all of a sudden it leaves a man one-on-one, and Kelly's the kind of guy, like Faust, that can find that person.
No one will ever question Kelly's toughness. We got a baseball score to throw at you. Mets didn't do it again today. Phillies beat them third straight time, 6-0. Magic number remains at 2. We'll continue after this from your local station.
There ought to be a law.
This is perversion, Your Honor. I want to know who is on trial here.
I warn you.
I warn you! If I can't get justice here, I'll get a gun and I'll do it myself.
That's enough. You're in contempt.
Your Honor! Give me that law!
Now there is a law. L.A. Law, a 2-hour movie preview, Monday.
Okay, this is it. The year's lowest interest rate and the final days of the gigantic 1986 model year closeout at your Cadillac Super Network dealers. Imagine a new Cadillac financed at only 2.9%. You can save thousands. You have only from now till October 8th to get the year's lowest financing rate, 2.9%, or special Cadillac factory cash incentives. Final closeout days at your Cadillac Super Network dealer. Check it out now.
Channel 3 Eyewitness News. We're there for you.
You know, we believe halftime is a time for quiet reflection. That's why we've summoned Frank DeFord. And Frank, you often hear a team's executives referred to as the club's brain trust, but sometimes that phrase doesn't fit, right?
Not exactly, Bobby. And also, something I've never understood in sports is why we always call the office the front office. Why don't we say that Lee Iacocca is in the front office at Chrysler? He's just in the office, right? But sports executives always have to be in the front office. Well, maybe it's because most people in the front office just aren't smart enough to get a job in a real office. For example, the case of Herschel Walker. Never mind what Walker is doing for the Cowboys. I want to know why it's the Cowboys he's doing it for. Walker was a Heisman Trophy winner and a demonstrable All-Pro in any league. There were no foodie factors either. He possesses every possible physical attribute. Nice guy, too. Incredibly, though, 130 other players were chosen in the draft last year before Dallas named Walker. Now, how in the world do you account for that? It's simply inconceivable to me that constitutionally dull and rotten teams like, say, the Colts to the Falcons would draft off the computer round after round, picking backup tight ends and other replaceable spare parts when they had the chance, any chance at all, to land potentially the finest running back and the best drawing card of this era. Now, yes, I know that Walker was in the USFL at the time, but that league was already on shaky ground. And besides, only a cursory look at Walker's contract, he could be a free agent soon enough. Indeed, it would only have been a small gamble to pick him on the very first round. After that, well, on the 5th round, when Herschel was finally selected, of the 27 other guys picked, only 11, well less than half, even made the NFL. This year, the same numbskull general managers who passed 5 rounds on Walker let Al Davis of the Raiders steal Napoleon McCallum of the Naval Academy in the 4th round. And that lesson was already writ broad across the heavens, for the Cowboys drafted Roger Staubach more than 20 years ago and then patiently waited for him to lead them to the Super Bowl. Red Auerbach got Bill Russell because a lot of NBA front offices couldn't wait a lousy half season for while he played in the Olympics. 8 NBA teams passed on Larry Bird just because he had another year of collegiate eligibility. And Auerbach sold Danny Ainge another way. It's no secret why the same teams, like the Cowboys, like the Raiders and Celtics, keep on winning, even if they don't have the top draft picks. It's not a front they have in the front office. It's real brains and imagination in the office.
One thought about that, Frank, and I agree with you. So many of these alleged Sharpies have missed golden opportunities through the years, but it seems that the teams that are inclined to make a gamble on a future possibility are teams that are already well established. The Celtics are a good team. The Cowboys, they don't feel as if they need immediate help.
And beyond that, I think perhaps even more so, is the continuity in a front office. Auerbach, Davis, Gil Brandt at the Cowboys, and so forth. These are the people who stay there year after year. Perhaps that's the most important thing in establishing a team, not the players, but the continuity up front.
Paul, who's the smartest guy you ever played for?
Oh, I have to go back in grade school. Probably the smartest guy I ever played. Is this taking away now, Frank? It must be that the best player available doesn't work anymore, because obviously Herschel Walker was the best player available, and he would have been available. Everybody knew that. They throw that away. The smartest guy I ever played for, Al Davis.
You played for him when he was an assistant coach, right, with the Chargers?
Yeah, and also he had recruited me to college.
At the Citadel.
The reason I say that, because any coach that I played for that was smart enough to get me has to be the smartest coach that I ever played for.
Yeah, you know, when people talk about the legend of Al Davis, one of the first things they cite, beat Pete Rozelle in court, coached Paul McGuire. We'll be back with more of NFL 86 in a minute.
Welcome back to the Orange Bowl in Miami, where the Dolphins lead the Colts by the score of 20-10 as we head to the third quarter, and a good first half for both quarterbacks. Holcomb, 9 for 12, 133 yards. Marino, 12 for 18, 189 yards.
I thought they both played very well, and I said at the end of the first half that the big play was the punt return that the Colts really didn't get down and tackle Pruitt on. But both quarterbacks are doing, I thought, what they wanted to do. Holcomb is controlling the ball for the Colts, taking the ball down the field, and then the Colts running very well, but also passing the ball well.
What about the keys to the game as you established at the start?
Well, control the ball was the key for the Colts, and control it on the ground. I think they have done that pretty well, but they have also used the short pass to control the football.
All right, and the first touchdown by the Colts on the ground as Albert Bentley was able to dive over.
This was the opening drive of the ball game when they took the ball right down the field and score, and I thought put the Dolphins in a pretty precarious situation. They stopped the Dolphins in the first time, and the Colts were really controlling the ball game right at the beginning.
What about the secondary work of the Indianapolis Colts? A major concern coming into today.
Well, I thought they've played pretty well. They're containing stretch but don't break type of defense. George Hill, the defensive coordinator who came over from the Eagles, said, we just want to take away any deep passes that Marino may try to throw against us. So I think they've done pretty well with that. Like I said, if their special teams had stopped the punt return, they'd be right in this ballgame.
And we're set to get underway now in the third quarter. Miami Dolphins coming off the 50-28 loss to the San Diego Chargers last week, and the Colts off that trouncing by the Patriots last week. And the Colts have dominated the play. 18 minutes, 24 seconds of possession.
And that's exactly what you want to do. You want to keep your offense on the field and the Dolphins' offense off of it. Stats pretty... Dolphins with a total yardage of 222 to 193. It's pretty basic. Just the punt return is the big difference.
And Miami not able to do much on the ground. Of course, Marino has been successful. And they will kick it over. Joe Carter letting it fly by. The Colts scoring on the 1-yard run by Bentley. Hampton went 5 yards, capping off a drive, the big play on that drive, the 48-yard pass to Clayton. Second quarter, it was Marino to Moore on a 4-yard pass play, then Reveiz missed the extra point, so 13-7 Miami. Pruitt went 71 yards on that punt return to extend the lead to 20-7. And the field goal by Viasucci from 24 yards away cut it to 20-10, and that's where we stand. What about the Miami defensive play in the first half?
I thought they played pretty well. Obviously they know that they have got to stop the run and stop the run defense, improve their run defense. The Colts, and any team is going to come in here, is going to try and run the ball against them, and they've been pretty successful against it. I think they're going to continue that same play in the second half.
And the kickoff by Viasucci. And Hampton let it fly by. So they'll bring it out to the 20-yard line, and setting the Miami offense up front at the tackles, Cleveland Green and Greg Cook. At the guards, Roy Foster and Ronnie Lee. And the center, the offensive captain, Dwight Stevenson. Stevenson said he was embarrassed by the line play last week against San Diego.
Well, they're not used to having that many sacks, 4 in one ball game with their quarterback. They've led the league in fewest sacks the last 3 years, the 3 years that Marino has been with the Dolphins.
First down from the 20. Hampton on a short pickup. Inside linebacker Cliff Odom in his 6th year out of Ohio State on the stop of Hampton.
The Colts defensively have a good crew of linebackers. 3 of the 4 starters are #1 draft choices, and 5 #1s among the front 7. If you take a look at the graphic there, Odom coming over was a #3 originally with the Cleveland Browns.
Second down play. And Marino goes sideline and completes for the first down to Mark Duper. 17-yard play. Preston Davis on the coverage.
Good pass protection for Marino. As we look in the middle of your screen, 57 is Stevenson. Sliding off on 55, Krause. The Colts trying to get some kind of pressure without blitzing everyone and put single coverage on their secondary. Their secondary cannot handle Duper and Clayton one-on-one, but you have to mix it up just a little.
Duper's second catch of the day. First down for Miami from their 38. Play action. And Marino with the time. To midfield for another Miami first down.
To the 50-yard line. On the tackle, 9-3. Work over.
12-yard play and a first down at the 50.
Don Shula will call the plays on the sideline along with Don Strock as you see the play being brought into Marino. Strock says, settle down, and Dan Johnson brings the play in. Strock wears that jacket, you may wonder, a 93-degree temperature, so he can be seen very quickly by Marino on the field.
One of the hazards of his job. And Marino throwing the bomb for Duper. And he could not get away from the combination of Preston Davis and Kenny Daniel.
Interception by number 23, Kenny Daniel.
Picked that ball off. It's intercepted.
Daniel running it down. And they'll bring it out to the 20.
Interception by number 27, Preston Davis.
So Indianapolis takes over at the 20.
Mercedes-Benz was building sports sedans before there was such a term as sports sedan. Experience pays. The Mercedes-Benz 190 class. The heart of a sports sedan. The soul of a Mercedes-Benz. The 190 class. Something more than a sports sedan. Nothing less than a Mercedes-Benz.
Hey, Chief. Going to town with us? Nah, go ahead. Think you had a little trouble. We can take care of it.
A day off is something real special, but so's a good neighbor.
Going into town with the seats?
Boy, head for the beer brewed natural as a mountain stream. for a taste as smooth as its name. Bush.
Head for Bush Beer.
For the mountains.
Here's looking at you, Philadelphia, a town that likes to work hard, play hard, have fun, and make dreams come true. There's no resting on your laurels, just hard work and the dedication to make that extra effort every day. That's the spirit of Eyewitness News. We're there for you.
You're at the heart of it. Free is a part of it. Philadelphia, we're there for you.
Let's go back and take a look at that last interception. Out here, the receiver's going to go straight down the field. Now here's Kenny Daniel. He's going to get back and help and intercept the ball right near the goal line. Marino drops back to pass. It's just a takeoff route straight down the field. Daniel gets over to help out and picks it off in the end zone, so the ball will come out to the 20-yard line.
And that's the first time this season that Marino has been intercepted. Kenny Daniel did it at the back of the end zone. Kenny Daniel, the free safety, acquired from the Giants during the preseason, played 2 years for the Oakland Invaders of the USFL. And the officials, in a discussion, are certain that this is a possible replay situation, or perhaps he's just checking out as the beeper or the walkie-talkie.
I think he has an equipment problem as we take a look at our 10-minute ticker for a score update. Minnesota ahead of Tampa Bay.
And apparently it was an equipment problem. Indianapolis, Gary Hogaboom at quarterback, first down at the 20-yard line. Dolphins leading the Colts 20-10. We're early third quarter. Randy McMillan hit hard at the 22. We're set for an update. Let's go to Bob Costas at NFL 86.
Marv, it took more than 6 quarters, but the Seattle defense has finally yielded a touchdown this year. Todd Blackledge of the Chiefs with a beautiful toss to Carlos Carson. The catch and run covers 70 yards, and the Chiefs move to within 13-10. Marv?
Thank you, Bob. 2-yard advance for Randy McMillan. Second down and 8 at the 22. Hogaboom in trouble. Coming from the outside to get the quarterback, Gary Hogaboom.
Loss of 11 yards.
Offerdahl made a great hit to play before this. Now Hugh Green up the middle on a blitz. As Hogaboom was looking directly into the setting sun, Marv, and I'm sure that it's a little bit of a problem for him. Not as big as Hugh Green, though, would kind of cast a long shadow. As you can see the shadows that Hogaboom is looking into.
Second sack of the day for the Dolphins. Sets it back to third down 19. Ron Schultz with a knee pop once again has left the game. Mark Kirshner replacing him. Hogaboom had a deflected. Owen Gill, the intended receiver.
Number 44,
Good rush from Doug Betters. And Ron Starks will come on as the Colts go into punt formation.
Ron Starks in the punt from his own end zone.
His last punt was returned 71 yards by James Pruitt, who's back once again. Two of the best punters in the National Football League. A matchup of Stark and Roby.
Stark had a long punt, but one of them was returned. That's the problem when you outkick your coverage.
Pruitt from his 45. And Pruitt nearly broke another one. He is an exciting return man. Bill Brooks, another speedster on the stop. 45-yard punt, and this time a 35-yard return.
8 long years of development have created the Mercedes-Benz 300E. It moves from 0 to 55 in a stunning 7.5 seconds. It moves
performance sedan engineering into a new dimension. And it returns to zero with computerized ABS anti-lock brakes. The 300E sedan.
And the winner is...
There's a lot to be said for winning. At Channel 3, we think two words say it best. Thank you. To our people who work hard to bring you excellence in news, programming, and public service. To our peers for honoring us with more Emmys than any other station in the Delaware Valley. And to you, our viewers, for demanding only our best every day. Thank you, Channel 3. We're there for you.
Giving the formation right there, as you see Strock in the blue jacket, trying to tell him who should be in the ball game and who needs to come out. The other thing that Strock will do is give him the coverage, so he'll know what the coverage is as they're moving down the field on the previous play.
Second down, 10. Clayton in motion. Followed across the field by Daniel. Lorenzo Hampton just did get inside of the corner for the touchdown.
It's a fine run and some poor tackling. Fine run by Hampton. As you see his strength right here as he stiff-arms, runs through that tackle and another to get into the end zone, and that'll add a great dimension to the Dolphins' offense if they can put some fear into the defenses around the league with some running yardage.
21-yard touchdown run for Hampton. Here is Revay. And now the Dolphins with a 27-10 lead on the Colts. 10:45 left, third quarter.
8 long years of development have created the Mercedes-Benz 300E. It moves from 0 to 55 in a stunning 7.5 seconds. It moves performance sedan engineering into a new dimension. And it returns to zero with computerized ABS anti-lock brakes. The 300E sedan.
Andy Thomas at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital in Memphis, Tennessee. Since 1962, the doctors and scientists here have made this the leading center in the battle against childhood cancer. St. Jude has brought increasing hope that someday this battle will be won. Your faith and your support have made this progress possible. And for that, we of St. Jude Children's Research Hospital say,
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Ramada wants to know what makes John Madden mad.
Try to get some special treatment in a hotel. You show them your gold card, your silver card, every precious metal card in the book, and they still treat you like a nobody. But don't get mad. Just get yourself a free Ramada business card. One little red card gets your preferred room rate, express check-in and check-out, and more. With treatment like that, why carry anything else? Yeah. Next time, Ramada.
Call 1-800-2-RAMADA.
Today's game is brought to you by Mercedes-Benz, engineered like no other car in the world. By Ramada. Next time, get the all-star treatment from your hotel. Next time, Ramada. And by McDonald's. It's a good time for the great taste.
From the Orange Bowl in Miami, Marv Albert with Bob Greases. And Quan Revay is getting set to kick it off. The Dolphins now lead the Colts by the score 27-10. This is Bill Brooks. Good coverage by Miami as Brooks runs it out to the 11-yard line.
Brooks making a mistake. His counterpart on the Dolphins, Pruitt, dropped the punt. But you got to pick it up and go with that as we take a look at Glenn Blackwood there in the orange shirt and the shorts. He is the brains of that defensive secondary who was not in the game last week against San Diego, makes all the defensive calls. Chuck Studley there giving the signals. on the left side in the orange shirt. So those two, the brain trust of that defensive unit.
Brooks comes out to the left side. Holcomb first down from his 11. Bentley and McMillan, the setback. Holcomb for Brooks. And a first down. William Justin, the right corner, on the stop. So Indianapolis with a first down. Well, the 49ers and Rams are now tied at 13 in the third. Seattle leads Kansas City 16-10. Minnesota in front of Tampa Bay.
11 yards, first down.
5 minutes gone by in this third quarter. Gary Holcomb, a 5th-round draft pick of the Dallas Cowboys back in 1980 out of Central Michigan. Backed up by the rookie from Illinois, Jack Trudeau. The swing pass to McMillan. Out across the 25. Right here, let's pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
This is KYW-TV, Channel 3 in Philadelphia.
Back at the Orange Bowl in Miami on a hot and breezy day. Temperature in the low 90s. Miami Dolphins bouncing back from last week's walloping by the San Diego Chargers and lead the Colts 27-10. Second down, Holcomb just forces it away. And that'll be intentional grounding. Or within the grass. Let's see.
Calling it attack mark, grasp and control.
Combination of Brzezinski and Betters, so it will be the third sack of the day for the Dolphins.
One problem that Holcomb has had in the past is seeing the blockers coming at him. As you have to feel him. You have to move around a little bit, but here he's in the grasp and control of number 59, Bob Brzezinski. When you're back there in the pocket, you've got to look over the lineman or around them, between them. You can't be looking at them. If you're looking at them, then you're not looking where you're supposed to be. You got to feel it coming.
That means he hears footsteps.
He's looking for him.
Third down, 21. Nice catch and a hard hit. Matt Bouza popped right back as he was hammered by William Justin. And a first down for the Colts.
Take a look. We talked a little earlier about looking to his left and his primary receiver the entire way. This gives the defensive backs an opportunity to know where he's going to throw the football. Justin sees with good vision who's that catches the ball but takes a tough lick. That's one of the things that the receivers would like the quarterback to do. Look away, look to your right, and then throw to your left.
First catch for Bouza, 22-yard pickup, and a first down at the 32 for Indianapolis. John Offerdahl with his first NFL interception.
The Offerdahl 56, he reads pass, he drops back into his zone. Now he reads the quarterback, says, I'm right where he's looking. I'm going to step right in front of the receiver, and that's all you need to do. When a quarterback gets in a pattern or a rhythm, every defensive player is going to be looking at him and going where he's looking and going to the ball.
James Harbor of the Lorenzo Hampton. Second effort. Wayne Pickett on the stop. Gary Holcomb intercepted for the first time this season. And Lorenzo Hampton has had an excellent all-around day along with the running game. He's caught 4 balls for 38 yards.
He's replacing, as we mentioned, Tony Nathan, who is certainly still a big part of this offense, but Shula wants to play the man that can pick up the rushing yardage, and Hampton is obviously has younger legs, stronger legs, and could have saved Nathan for third and passing situation.
Second down 1. And Hampton Picks up the first down. Janelle Thompson on the stop. 7 minutes, 10 seconds remaining. Third quarter. And the Dolphins in front of the Colts by the score of 27-10.
Marino just loves to play the game. He's a winner. He's matured. He's his fourth year in the league and taking more of a responsibility for the offense, more of a leadership role, and he's only going to get better.
Miami first down from the Indianapolis 19. That is Clayton in motion. The tight end, Bruce Hardy, backed up, setting up the first and goal for Miami. Kenny Daniel and Preston Davis getting the clamps on Hardy, a 17-yard pass play. First and goal at the 1.
Clayton was in motion, and whenever your man goes in motion, you seem to attract the attention of the defensive back. Clayton was jammed, but Hardy, the tight end, was free upfield as he fights to get in the end zone and then slams the ball down because frustrated because he didn't get the touchdown.
Hardy with 6 receptions last week against the Chargers. Davenport and Hampton, the running backs. First and goal from the 1. Hampton.
Lorenzo Hampton tackled at the 2-yard line.
Davis
The 27
on the stop. And tempers flaring. Quickly broken up.
Barry Krause, number 55, a little frustrated at this point, and Krause from Alabama and Hampton from Florida. Southeastern Conference. Barry says, okay, I'm all right, I'm all right.
Second and goal from the 1.
He's a leader on that defense. There's no question about that.
And Barry Krause from nearby Pompano Beach, Florida. Second and goal at the 1. Hardy splitting wide left side, and Super goes to the slot. And now Hardy in motion. And Hampton able to cut away to his left and then taken down.
Lorenzo Hampton.
Nose tackle Willie Brock. And Dwayne Pickett. And things getting a little testy.
On the tackle, number 50, Dwayne Pickett.
I think the Colts defense is upset a little bit at Hampton as he gets stuffed right here. A great defensive play.
That marked at the 5-yard line.
By Broughton. Trying to make the best of difficult situations. Colts all around him. That was why the upset right there. Armstrong with the knees to the midsection. A little frustrating down there, Mark.
Ball was blown dead at the 5, so it's a third and goal at the 5. Clock running. We approach 4 minutes to go. Third quarter. And penalty flags thrown.
Ball starts, number 72 on the offense.
That's the right guard, Ronnie Lee, in his 8th season. Out of Baylor, Lee and Foster at the guard, Green and Cook at the tackles, and Stevenson the center.
Really a makeshift offensive line, too, because John Geisler, who started, and Jeff Taves, another starter from last year, both on physically unable to perform list, and should be back after the 6th game of the year, but the Dolphins with a patchwork offensive line doing pretty well today for the Miami Dolphins.
Third down goal, now back at the 10. Tony Nathan nearly hauled it in with one hand and could not hang on. And here's the field goal unit coming on.
They do attempt the field goal.
Nice goal line stand for the Colts. They had the ball on the inside the 5-yard line. You see the pressure from Thompson right there. Just almost pulls that ball in. A fine receiver, Nathan is. Right at the goal line.
28-yard attempt. His first field goal attempt of the season. Juan Reves, who earlier missed an extra point attempt. And And Reves puts it through. A 28-yard field goal. Adding to that Dolphin lead with 3.5 remaining in this third quarter.
It is an automotive advance whose time has come. The Mercedes-Benz Supplemental Restraint System, SRS. In a severe frontal impact, a driver's side airbag and emergency tensioning retractors in both front seatbelts supplement 3-point seatbelt restraint, all in a fraction of a second. SRS, only from Mercedes-Benz. And now standard equipment on every Mercedes-Benz for 1986.
Aha, there's a thief in this attic. This skimpy amount of insulation can rob you blind on your fuel bill.
Fight back with the attic blanket from Owens Corning. It's the thickest, most powerful roll of pink insulation you can add. It can help you save money on your fuel bill.
It is an open and shut case.
Owens Corning. We put your house in the pink.
Today's small cars are tougher than ever on oil. Their high-compression engines not only rev high, they can run hotter than regular small car engines. Their searing heat can begin to break down an oil immediately. That's why there's Castrol, the only leading motor oil that in every grade provides maximum protection against viscosity and thermal breakdown. So use Castrol before your engine does something to get you heated up. Castrol, engineered for today's smaller cars.
Next Sunday, the NFL plays here when the Dolphins battle the Jets.
Before your team takes the field, our team hits the air. NFL 86.
Next week, Bob and I will be in Philadelphia to see how Buddy Ryan, what plans he has for John Elway of the Denver Broncos. Dick Enberg, Marlon Olsen will be at the Meadowlands for the Jets and Miami. Juan Reves getting set to kick off. Moments ago, he connected from 28 yards away for a 30-10 Miami lead with 3.5 remaining in this third quarter. So the Dolphins have busted this one wide open. And Brooks lets it roll into the end zone. And Indianapolis will take over the 20-yard line.
Indianapolis Colts at the 20-yard line. Bounce, but maybe looking right into that sun, he didn't see it too well. But when you're down 30-10, you really want to get every opportunity to bust a big play, and a kickoff return is certainly one of the ways you can do that.
49ers, 13.
The Colts first down from their 20-yard line. Wayne Capers comes out to the left. Matt Boozer to the right. McMillan and Bentley, the running back. Hogaboom going sideline and broken up. Intended for Boozer. Boozer, the Colts leading receiver last year. Don McNeil got a piece of it.
Hogaboom came over in the trade from the Dallas Cowboys and really has not had an opportunity to really digest the entire offensive system that Rod Dowhower brought over from the Cardinals. The Cardinals' offensive system, and it takes a little bit of time to really digest the entire system.
Second and 10. Hogaboom had it knocked away, able to recover a flag thrown, a diving catch made by the tight end Mark Boyer. But he one-hopped it. It is incomplete and a marker down. It's against Indianapolis. So the Colts got off strong in the first quarter, that opening drive. But Miami able to take over this ball game. A solid day for Dan Marino. Lorenzo Hampton has done it both on the ground and as a receiver. That long punt return for the touchdown by Pruitt.
Offensive holding, number 72, second down, will be repeated.
Carl Bolterschweiler, the right tackle.
That's the left side as you see 72 Baldersweiler taking down Betters right there. And Betters, as you saw a little earlier, off on the side, being looked at by the team physician for the Dolphins.
And Hogeboom able to complete the capers, but short of the first down. John Offerdahl, who has been all over the field on the stop, a 19-yard pass play.
Offerdahl has had a great game. Marv, you're talking about some of the Dolphins that have played well. Has had some real great hits on the running backs for the Colts, and then the interception a little earlier, his first of his NFL career.
3rd and 1. Colts from the 29. Trout trying to rev up the defense. The ball loose, recovered by Hogeboom, and it's Hogeboom being chased. The quarterback, Hogeboom. Chased by Lyle Blackwood. How about that for a broken play? And some words between Blackwood and Hogeboom.
It just goes to show you that most quarterbacks in this league are not going to outrun defensive backs. As Hogeboom went down really pretty hard on his shoulder and head area. I think the thing that Blackwood wasn't too excited about was being stiff-armed by Hogeboom in the helmet area. Both competitors, both a little bit frustrated. Lyle was cut earlier in the preseason and then brought back, and Hogeboom obviously frustrated from the events of the afternoon. Can't see who made the hit, but there's the ball. Hogeboom very alertly. There's Blackwood, 42, going over everyone to try and pick it up. The foot race, not fair. Quarterback against the defensive back.
All right, back to the live action. Randy McMillan stopped behind the line by Bob Brzezinski. That was a 45-yard run by Hogeboom, and that'll do wonders for his rushing stats the rest of the season.
The rest of the year is right, because he doesn't have that many. But the Dolphins and Brzezinski has been really one of the pluses, the pleasant surprises for the Dolphins. The steadying force the last year or two. He and Hugh Green, they've got a pair of real solid outside linebackers.
Hogeboom apparently shaken up, so the rookie from Illinois, Jack Trudeau, has come on. At quarterback, making his first NFL appearance. Here's Trudeau to throw. With the time. Albert Bentley for a short pickup. Paul Langford on the coverage. Trudeau, a second-round draft pick from Illinois, set an NCAA record by throwing 215 consecutive passes without an interception, and completed 64% of his passes over his collegiate career. He's come on for that man, Gary Hogeboom.
Hogeboom went down hard on his right shoulder and his head. I think it's probably a stiff shoulder. He's a little soreness in his shoulder. He doesn't appear like these days that he might have with a mild concussion.
3rd down, 7. Trudeau again getting the time and completes it to Wayne Capers, a diving catch for the first down at a penalty marker.
We have flags on the play.
On the stop. And penalty marker is down. Let's see what this is about.
They ruled the pass incomplete, Morris. Now we're going to get an instant replay. The replay official, you see the umpire right there, John Keck, number 67. He has the
walkie-talkie.
Walkie-talkie. That's what I'm trying to think of. Out talking to the replay official upstairs.
All right, there is the replay booth. And that is Ralph Red Marcroft.
On the defense. However, instant replay is evaluating play.
All right, so it is being checked out upstairs.
What they're looking at is the exact program feed that we all just saw on our monitors and on your TVs. Now, I don't think they can tell from that one shot, Marv, whether or not he caught the football.
And Now, I'm told by the fellows in the truck that we do not have another angle because we were on a shot involving the greasy telestrator.
Well, and you have to have indisputable visible evidence to change the ruling on the field, and I don't think this would be changed at all. But a good throw by Trudeau. Trudeau has come into the game for Hogaboom and has been impressed, very impressive. He has not thrown the ball near any of the defensive players. He's been obviously right on target. That was a tough throw right there.
And after further review by the replay official, play stands as an incomplete pass. However, we did have an illegal use of the hand, 5-yard penalty, and a first down.
So the judgment concerned whether it was complete or incomplete, and one of the officials thought it was complete. Another made the indication that it was incomplete, that there was not possession on the part of Capers. So the 7th play of the drive coming up, and it will be a, let's see, it will be, a first down off the penalty, first down and 10 at the 14. Here's Bentley. Picked up about 3 and another marker call. Brzezinski on the stop. And it's called against the Colts. Minute 8 left in this third quarter, and the Dolphins in front 30-10. Rams and 49ers tied at 13 in the fourth.
Holding, number 72 in the offense. First down will be repeated.
All right, Seattle in front of KC. Minnesota leads Tampa Bay. And that's the penalty again on Carl Boldenschweiler, who's come on a right tackle for Kevin Cole. Mark Kirshner is now at right guard, replacing the injured Ron Stolt. So the Colts, there's some shuffling on that offensive line.
And it does make a difference because Kirshner and Boldenschweiler do not get an opportunity to work together that much. It does make a difference in your timing on the right side.
Set back to a first down and 20. And Trudeau incomplete. Intended for Owen Gill. Mark Brown on the coverage of Gill. On the subject of Ron Stolt, had a knee problem suffered in this game. He's an Ironman. In fact, he won the Colts Ironman competition before training camp. That is a 9-part physical event, which includes a car push and a tire and rock taunt. There is Ron Stolt, number 66.
Glad you told me that, Marv. I didn't know that.
Well, I thought I'd pass that on. That's something that you might have entered when you were playing there. Second and 20. Trudeau had trouble with that bad snap. And it goes down as the Dolphins' 4th sack of the day.
Last week, Marv, against the Patriots, Donaldson had a bad snap there. It looks like that one may have hit the back of his rear end and throws the entire timing of the play off. Better 75 in there to put pressure on Trudeau. That is something that snaps from shotgun as you see Hogaboom going into the locker room. That's got to be automatic. That snap to the quarterback has got to be automatic because you don't look where you're snapping.
15 seconds remaining third quarter. 3rd and 28. And Trudeau fires. Intended for James Harbour. Harbour leaping forward and landing at the back of the end zone, covered by Lyle Blackwood.
Trudeau getting outside the pocket, buys more time. The receivers can run deeper routes. Harbour makes the effort and had it in his hands, but clearly out of bounds. And those railings down there are padded just for that reason.
James Harbour, a first-year player from Mississippi. Man, it was waived on the final cut and then re-signed. Fourth down, 28. You're trailing 30 to 10, so you go for the touchdown. And here is Trudeau, or for the first down. Here's Bentley on the reception. And Miami will take over. As this third quarter comes to a close. At the end of 3, the Dolphins 30, the Colts 10. We'll be back after these messages from your local station.
Meet the man who's going to defend NBC on Tuesday nights.
Next to injustice, I hate losing.
Matlock premieres Tuesday, September 23rd.
Warning. If you wait much longer, you're going to miss the absolute best time ever to buy a new car from your Pontiac Pacesetters. Our 2.9% GMAC financing or $750 cash back offers end soon. It's your last chance to save literally thousands of dollars on a brand new Pontiac by combining our huge end-of-year savings with the lowest GMAC finance rates in history. Warning. Our 86 Pontiacs are going fast. You cannot afford to wait any longer. Hurry to your Pontiac Pacesetters now.
The press said Bob Casey was the best Auditor General in history. He cut welfare fraud. He moved state funds out of a few favored banks and into accounts that paid competitive interest rates. He hired trained professionals, not political appointees. He led the fight for nursing home reform, cracked down on corruption in both parties, and even forced the governor to give up a costly state jet. Maybe that's why the Philadelphia Daily News has called Bob Casey Pennsylvania's Mr. Integrity. Casey.
And welcome.
I brought you a present.
When your business talks, we hear you.
This is fine hours. Yes, we think so. Of course, in a few more years.
And when it comes to financial planning for the people you love, we hear you.
Is this what you're looking for?
The man who learned the NBCs of success, Monday on Evening Magazine.
Gary Hogaboom in the race with Lyle Blackwood, leading to the extracurricular activity, also leading to Hogaboom forced out of the game, and the word is a separated right shoulder.
Hogaboom was out of bounds before Blackwood threw him to the turf. Blackwood known as a hard hitter, and I don't know whether or not he knew he was out of bounds at the time or not. But it's a tough blow for Hogaboom as a coach.
20 minutes on the carry as we get underway in this fourth quarter. Miami starting from their 24-yard line. Janelle Thompson on the stop. Dolphins lead the Colts by the score of 30 to 10.
Ron Stark is the emergency quarterback for the Colts behind Trudeau now, and Rod Dowhauer just going with 2 quarterbacks, but the punter would be the emergency quarterback. Second down, 5.
Hampton. On the stop, with the second effort by Hampton. And a first down for Miami. Miami Dolphins looking to even up the season record at 1-1. They play the Jets next week at the New Jersey Meadowlands, and then back here for the San Francisco 49ers. Miami first down at the 35. Have the time, and deflected away. It is broken up by Orlando Lowry. There he is, number 59, replacing the injured Johnny Cook out with a bad back.
Fine play by Lowry. He went to his responsibility to short outside and then dropped back and really knocked the ball down. Marino never saw him, but as you said, playing for Johnny Cook, the Colts defense having some problems in their secondary. Anthony Young, promising third-round draft choice of a year ago, out not only for the year, but out for good with a serious neck injury. And other safeties being hurt early in the season.
And Hampton able to pick his way. Lowry on the stop. Rookie safety man Tommy Sims out for the year after undergoing knee surgery. Esby Glasgow with a neck injury. Eugene Daniel just headed to the sideline. Looked like he hurt his leg. So it is now a secondary of Coleman, Davis, Jackson, and Kenny Daniel. Third down and 8 for Miami. From their 37-yard line. 2 minutes gone by. Fourth quarter.
Indianapolis has called for their first full timeout.
And a timeout called by the Colts. We'll be back right after these messages.
Today's Duracell battery. It lasts up to 30% longer than the ones we made just 2 years ago. Duracell. No battery lasts longer.
Introducing McDonald's NFL Kickoff Payoff.
Oh boy, a new game at McDonald's. I'm so excited. How do you play?
Collect trading cards of all your favorite NFL stars.
I got my card. Oh, over here,
Each card's a winner. Win a McDonald's sandwich, fries, or Coca-Cola.
New winners every week. But you got only 1 week to turn in your winning card. So hustle.
NFL Kickoff Payoff.
Follow me. I know a shortcut. America rides Monroe. America rides Monroe. On the road, the way to go. America rides Monroe.
More people ride Monroe shocks and struts than any other brand. And right now, get up to $20 in rebates. Get $2 back on each Monroe Maddox Plus. And $5 back on each Gas Magnum or Gas Maddox. They'll give you the best ride ever, guaranteed.
On the road, the way to go. America rides Monroe.
In North Carolina, Honda lawnmowers are assembled from the wheels up. Then the final critical step, the Clara Johnson test. If Clara pulls and it starts, it's a Honda.
Skip it.
Well, flashing down memory lane, a very youthful-looking Bob Greasy. You know that this is blowout time when we are resorting to photos such as that.
Did you like those sideburns?
Oh,
huh?
I really enjoyed that.
That was 1972, obviously, and it's the undefeated season. And I was dislocated ankle, but the Dolphins have got to be pleased defensively coming into this game. They had just allowed 50 points to San Diego last week. They were a little shaken confidence, and I think they may be getting some of it back here today.
You guys have some more good shots like that you can put up? Third down and 8. And here's Marino. Again, he had the time. And incomplete intended for Nat Moore. Miami Dolphins with 312 yards total offense. And a grand day for Dan Marino. Lorenzo Hampton. An outstanding all-around performance. Mark Clayton with some long gainers. But right here, Reggie Roby will punt from his 22-yard line. Bill Brooks, the deep man, and a beautiful punt. Victor Jackson with the fair catch. It's a 43-yard punt. And a timeout call. We'll be back in a moment.
A typical day with the station wagon, except one thing's changed. The station wagon. The new Ford Taurus wagon, with the design and performance that make everyday driving more than an everyday experience.
Now there's an American car that has exactly what we've been looking for. Taurus. Have you driven a Ford lately?
Sometimes a simple river crossing isn't so simple. And when you've got him back, it's your turn. Boy, head for the beer brewed natural as a mountain stream, for a taste as smooth as its name. Boy.
Good job, Ray.
Here's for the mountain.
If you want a rich
Neglected antifreeze can cause freeze-up and make a radiator look this bad, while a Prestone radiator looks this good. So for maximum protection, don't push your luck. Change it once a year, every year, with fresh Prestone. And don't use these left out in the cold.
Today's game is brought to you by Ford and your local Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? By the Travelers, one of America's strongest, most experienced financial experts. And by Budweiser, Beechwood Age for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you.
Welcome back to the Orange Bowl in Miami. Marv Albert with Bob Greasy. 12 minutes, 42 seconds to go, fourth quarter. And the Dolphins lead the Colts 30-10. Indianapolis now with the rookie from Illinois, Jack Trudeau, at quarterback, replacing the injured Gary Hogaboom. And Trudeau is hauled down by the nose tackle, Jerome Foster. Jack Trudeau, the latest graduate of the Mike White School of Offense, which has produced David Wilson of the New Orleans Saints, Tony Eason of the New England Patriots, all out of the Fighting Illini of Illinois.
But the offense that he had at Illinois is so much different than the offense of the Colts. I think he's doing a good job. Dowhauer said if the game got out of hand, he was going to put a lot of his young players in there anyway. He's got his young wide receivers in, and he had to go to Trudeau because of the injury to Hogaboom.
Second and 17, and not much for Bentley. George Little right there, along with Jerome Foster. A moment ago, Foster with the sack, the Dolphins' fifth of the day. This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League, and it is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Miami Dolphins and the National Football League is prohibited. Third down, 15. The Colts from their 15. And Trudeau able to complete to Boozer, but short of the first down. Paul Langford, strong safety on the coverage. And we will see Ron Stark. Ron Stark, in his fifth season out of Florida State, has had a splendid career, as you can see. And he will punt to James Pruitt,
the decathlete at Florida State. Outstanding athlete. Third-string quarterback. All these quarterbacks are good athletes.
And a beauty by Stark. Will be down right around the, let's see, no, apparently they're going to bring it back.
That's a typical rookie mistake. Pruitt running one touchdown back, one punt back for a touchdown, and another good punt return. Now that time doesn't fair catch the ball and lets it bounce, and almost, but it's in touch. Lets it touch it.
All right, we'll be back in a moment.
Get 2.9 financing or up to $1,000 cash back direct from Ford.
If only things lasted longer. If only their warranties lasted longer. If only you had bought them with the American Express card. Because from now until December 31st, we will extend the free repair period of the manufacturer's warranty. In fact, we'll double it, up to an extra year. American Express introduces buyer's assurance. Now if something breaks, it won't break you. But only if you use the American Express card. Apply now.
Today, millions of Americans are better off than ever before. Better off with expertise on how to manage cash, finance mortgages, and accumulate assets. Better off with the finest insurance protection for their lives, property, and businesses. They're better off under the umbrella of one of America's largest diversified financial enterprises, the Travelers. Have you looked under the Travelers umbrella lately?
An American tradition continues. 1975 brought one of the most memorable moments in World Series history. Carlton Fisk's game-winning homer sent Fenway Park into a frenzy. Next Saturday, the Red Sox rode to the pen and traveled through Toronto as they face the Blue Jays, plus regional action. The tradition is here. The memories are waiting.
56-yard punt by Ron Stark, leading to this, Lorenzo Hampton. Picking up short yardage. Wayne Pickett, Danell Thompson on the coverage. And a scan of the scoreboard. First, the early game. Victories for the Redskins, the Giants. In overtime, the Bears. And that Buffalo-Cincinnati overtime, Jim Kelly was intercepted, leading to a 20-yard field goal by Jim Reach. Atlanta winning big over St. Louis. New Orleans beating Green Bay. Second and about 9 from the 23. And Marino throwing a bullet. The tight end, Dan Johnson, stopped by inside linebacker Cliff Odom. Other games in progress. San Francisco and the LA Rams tied at 13. Seattle leading Kansas City. Minnesota over Tampa Bay. Third down and 3 with 10 minutes left in this fourth quarter. Long count by Marino. Here's Nathan. Tony Nathan with the first down. Larry Kraut on the stop.
Mark Clayton has had a very active day. 4 receptions for 94 yards. Caught 2 touchdowns last week. Had some problems coming up to the ball game. He spent the night last night and the night before, we were told, in the hospital. Had a little bit of a virus. And I've been in that situation before. That's not bad stuff they give you in that IV. As you can see his cage he's wearing.
First down at the 36. And a sideline pattern for Martin Cooper. Well, Marino methodically marching down the field, a 12-yard advance, and another Miami first down. And you can check out the Dan Marino day, which has been just excellent.
Most of those passes short, which the Colts want to keep short passes, but Dolphins have converted those short ones into touchdowns.
Here's Hampton. Fighting his way out to midfield. Larry Kraut on the stop.
Look at Barry Kraus, the strength of their defenses, their linebackers, and also their defensive line, a huge defensive line as Kraus collars and takes him down to the ground. John Hand is 6'7", 280 pounds. He plays right next to Wayne Pickett, who is 6'5", about 245 pounds. And when those two grow up, they're going to be a fearsome duo.
Second and 7. Woody Bennett for another Dolphins first down. 8-yard pickup. And Pickett on the stop.
First down.
Haven't heard much about John Hand today. He is, they said, he's 6'7", 280. He's got a wingspan of 7 feet. His coach and defensive coordinator in college was Joe Kynes at Alabama, and says that he's got the best vision of any defensive lineman he's ever seen. He's a hard worker, and it's going to take him a little while to get used to the National Football League, and he's going to be a fine player.
All right, Bennett again. And Bennett for another first down inside the 30. Kenny Daniels, Leonard Coleman on the stop. Final score, Rams beat the 49ers 16-13. And next Sunday in the home opener for the Colts, they'll face the LA Rams at the Hoosier Dome. 2 weeks, the Colts home for the Jets, and then on to San Francisco. It is not a pretty schedule, particularly for a team that was 5-11 last year.
One of the toughest in the National Football League.
First down at the 30. Hampton trying to get to the outside, but ankle tackled by Orlando Lowry.
Lowry's played a nice game. He's subbing for Johnny Cooks. Was a free agent last year. Played very well on special teams, and the Colts defense is very young, but they have a lot of top players. As I mentioned, 5 of the front 7 were drafted in the first round, and Thompson is taking over the leadership role on that defense. 3 of the 4 linebackers were number 1. When Hand gets a little bit more experience, they're going to be a tough outfit. Unfortunately, they've had some problems in the secondary with injuries.
Second down and 7. And the acceleration by Hampton, but Odom was right there. As a kid, John Hand idolized Bubba Smith, and he is wearing Bubba's number 78.
One of Bubba's number, and right here, number 74, Cleveland Green. Hand has been getting knocked around a little bit. It's going to be a while, Marv. Pickett last year, I mentioned earlier, had his problems early on, but Pickett and Hand together are going to be a tough side for anybody to run on in the years to come for those Colts.
3rd and 7, 5.5 left in this 4th quarter. Dolphins 30, the Colts 10. And Marino through the hands of Moore. Randall covering Moore.
Don Shula there has really dominated the AFC East since 1970. The Colts have had 9 head coaches. The Bills have had 7. The Patriots have had 7. Jets have had 7. And the Dolphins have had 1 man, Don Shula. Makes it kind of tough on anybody coming in coaching the AFC East. 30 head coaches for the other 4 teams, while Don Shula has been with the Dolphins since 1970.
And they have pulled off his greatest coaching job last season, leading Miami to the AFC title. 45-yard attempt by Reves. It is no good. Wide to the left. So Fuad Reves not able to hit from long range. And with 5:15 remaining in this 4th quarter, let's break for these words.
Flavor, did you send those galoshes to Cleveland? They didn't get there.
Yes, Mr. Reliable. Air Express, as per your instructions.
Which company did you use?
Why? Aren't they all the same?
Hold it. If you'd used Federal Express, you wouldn't be having this problem. Come with me.
You see, Federal Express isn't the same as everybody else because today it takes much more. For instance, we have computers in our vans.
Oh!
So our couriers know instantly when there's a pickup.
I see.
And at our stations, we track every package and can tell you its exact status within 30 minutes or your money back.
Is that right?
And we have the most advanced communication system in the business.
I see.
So we can give you the information you need quickly. This makes us more reliable.
We see.
Next time, send it Federal Express, because all Air Express companies are not the same.
Reliable. I like that in an Air Express company.
Yes, Mr. Reliable.
Take a close look at the car that was the world's best-selling car in 1982, in 1983, 1984, and 1985. You probably know what it is. It's Ford Escort. Ford Escort, world's best-selling car 4 years running.
Now get 2.9 financing or up to $500 cash back direct from Ford.
Presenting the NFL 86 team. Ahmad Rashad with interviews and features. Frank DeFord, commentary and essays. Paul McGuire with predictions and analysis. And our host, Bob Costas. NFL 86. It takes a colorful team to cover a colorful sport.
There in the press box is David Shula, the assistant head coach of the Dolphins, the youngest assistant in the National Football League at 27.
As you watch Owen Gill on this first down play, swung out to the far side. Hugh Green followed him out. David Shula was a wide receiver for the Colts for 1 year back in 1981.
And almost the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles in the offseason between he and Buddy Ryan. Buddy Ryan winning out, but David will be a fine head coach in the National Football League someday. For those who think that he is too young, I only need to remind them that Don Shula became a head coach in this league when he was 33. So I just know David, and I know he's going to be a fine head coach.
Second down and 8. Complete a third down play upcoming. Next Sunday here on NBC, a full slate among the early games, the Dolphins and the Jets. Denver playing at Philadelphia, Seattle at New England, a strong lineup preceded by NFL 86 with Bob Costas and the crew. Pittsburgh at Minnesota, Houston at Kansas City in the later ball game. Third down 8 from the 29. Down to 5 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. It's been all Miami since the early going. The rookie quarterback, Trudeau, going deep. Nice pass picked off by Matt Boozer. And a first down for Indianapolis at the 45. A 17-yard pass play.
Very impressed with the young quarterback, Trudeau, as we take a look at Boozer to the right of your screen. Going to go down, stop to the inside, and then slide out. Excellent throw as Trudeau is outside the pocket, gives his receivers more time. But I can remember, Marv, when I first started playing, an injury to the quarterback at the time allowed me to go in, similar to Trudeau. And he's handling it very well.
And here is Trudeau. Time short to Gill. Owen Gill moves it near the first down marker. What were your feelings when you went in that first time to play it safe or to do something extraordinary?
Well, my first thought was I saw things that the defense was doing, and I didn't know how to take advantage of it. I didn't know how to react. And I think the thing that you most are aware of is you don't know the checkoff system. You know how to take advantage of it. And Trudeau has been tested every day when he comes to practice by one of the assistant coaches. Make sure he is learning the offensive game plan the way he should.
And Gill picks up the first down. Owen Gill, second-year man from Iowa, signed as a free agent last year after he was waived by Seattle, a second-round draft pick of Seattle.
It was a big surprise when he was waived, and the Colts picked him up and have been pleasantly surprised at how well he has worked out.
Indianapolis first down at the Miami 41. Down to 3 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. Gill and Bentley are the running back. And here is Trudeau, has it knocked away and is able to cover up. Hugh Green got a hand in there.
From the right side of your screen, Hugh Green will come all the way around the back. Hinton, 75, is blocking on him. While watch right there, he gets his hand in and knocks the ball out, and he was looked like his arm was coming forward, so it's incomplete pass on the play.
Second down 15 now with 2.5 remaining. 51,109 here at the Orange Bowl, about 24,000 short of a sellout. Trudeau goes incomplete. Center for the tight end, Mark Boyer. It'll be a third down and 15.
Late in the game, and it's no chance for the Colts to win, but it's a great opportunity for Trudeau to get in and get some experience and get rid of some of the cobwebs, the butterflies, if you will. He's going to be the guy that's going to be starting from now on if, in fact, Hogeboom has a serious separation, as we were told. Trudeau is going to be the quarterback.
Word separated right shoulder, which means that the Colts will be looking for another quarterback. Here is Trudeau stepping up and throwing the bomb for the end zone. And it is incomplete. Albert Bentley, the intended receiver.
Bud Brown slamming the ground. Bentley was there with 3 or 4 other Dolphins. Bud Brown, 43 is one. Bentley. That ball's up for grabs there. That's one of those frustration flowers that you throw late in the game. I'm going to throw it anyway. I do a few of those in my time.
Never.
Yeah. Trudeau has come from a passing background in Illinois. He was very successful, and to be a fine quarterback for the Colts someday.
Out of Livermore, California, Jack Trudeau, and as you mentioned, the third string or the disaster quarterback is the punter Ron Stark. So the Colts will be on the phone tomorrow morning.
Stark will be dialing the number for him.
And Trudeau was stripped on 4th down. Doug Betters all over the ball, but Trudeau able to hang on. And Miami will take over on down. There's Doug Betters, number 75. And he is credited with a sack, the 6th Dolphin sack of the afternoon. 2-minute warning has been issued. As you watch Trudeau cover up, we'll break for these words.
AT&T, the right choice. The Giants trail Dallas by a touchdown with 20 seconds remaining. It's 4th and 18 at the Dallas 24, needing a big defensive play. Should the Cowboys drop back into nickel passing coverage, or should they try to pressure New York into a mistake? What would you do?
Can other long-distance companies offer you all AT&T can? Take a closer look.
Wrong number? I'll credit you for that call.
We'll set up an 800 number, sir. You can dial Rome directly. You can save by placing...
Imagine long distance without all this. Only AT&T has such an extensive network of professionals who can answer questions and suggest ways you can save money. AT&T long distance. For over 100 years, when you reached out, we were there. And you can keep it that way. AT&T, the right choice.
What did you decide? Dallas chooses to blitz Phil Simms, and interception results securing victory as Dallas clinches its 9th NFC East title. The Cowboys made the right choice.
Well, certainly a very rough day for the Indianapolis Colts. Not only are they blown out by the Dolphins, but they've lost the quarterback in Gary Hogeboom, who suffered that separated right shoulder.
Well, and there were high hopes for Hogeboom when he came to the Colts from the Dallas Cowboys. That was one thing that the Colts wanted to do, is get some new quarterbacks in. Pagel was there last year, and now they brought in Trudeau was a top draft choice. Hogeboom came in. A lot of spirits were up in the air, and good things are going to happen for the Colts. And now you take away the man that they wanted to come in and play this year, and that was Gary Hogeboom. Trudeau is going to be a fine quarterback, but there is a learning process and a time period that he's going to have to make some mistakes before he's going to be a real solid quarterback.
And Don Strunk has come on, replacing Dan Marino in these final minutes, so the veteran will get some work. Don Strunk threw a touchdown pass last week to Matt Moore and went 3 of 5 against the Chargers. And Strunk hands it off. Ron Davenport with a first down across the 30-yard line. Kenny Daniel, the free safety. On the stop, he's involved. And some more extracurricular activity that began earlier in the game. We had a couple of flare-ups.
Matt Moore right there. You don't want to take off your hat. I'll tell you, if you're going to get in a fight, you need that hat. Matt Moore right there on the top.
Number 2936, please report to gate 7B, City Manager's office, please.
Daniel 23 and Matt getting into it.
Not in a good position to get into it.
No,
his back.
That's the frustrating part about this game when you get late in the ball game. And Strock's been there before. What a big asset he is to this ball club. He doesn't play a lot, but he is the insurance policy. He is on the sideline whispering plays into Don Shula's ears every now and then. Gets along very well with Marino, and reminds me of what Steve Grogan is doing for the New England Patriots, calling the plays for the younger Tony Eaton. What Strock does is very similar. I think Grogan has done an outstanding job of play calling. It's very, very unusual, but Strock has been doing that with the Dolphins, helping Don Shula call the plays for the last 4 or 5 years.
Davenport on the carry. And to the scoreboard, Rams over the 49ers. Fourth quarter, Seattle leads Kansas City. Minnesota in front of Tampa Bay. 4 seconds left of the Seattle-KC game. Second down and 6. We're down to 40 seconds remaining. This is Joe Carter. Tries to knife his way for the first down. Carter, a third-year man out of Alabama. Stopped by Barry Krause. Clock running down. So the Miami Dolphins with a bounce-back affair against the Colts, who will go 0-2 while Miami evens it up at 1-1, and Miami will play the Jets at the Meadowlands next Sunday. And that will do it. Don Shula feeling a little bit better about things. The Dolphins defeating the Colts by the score of 30-10. Dan Marino with a big game, 17 for 29, 254 yards. We'll be right back.